This is
It's a
2020.
conversation.
This is 2025.
Yes.
Yes, Mark Andrews.
Mark
I agree.
Andrews.
I agree.
What are we
I agree.
talking about?
I agree.
I'm talking
I agree.
about
I agree.
the tight end who's
Cole
been-
I agree.
You're saying Cole Kmet. Welcome back to the Triple Threat Podcast presented by Betalytics Sports Betting. We're going to get right into a draft recap. We're going to start out. We got a bunch of topics. We're going to start out.
So the draft happened.
It did happen. It exists.
It did happen. We watched day one. That was exciting.
For some of us more.
All of our reactions were kind of insane. They will never get to see it, but we had a good time watching it.
No, we didn't even record it, to be fair.
No, we didn't need to. It
was fun.
So, I don't know. I think kind of we're just gonna go through the whole 3 days, talk about who had a really good draft, and who did not have a great draft. So, who wants to go first? Which team do you think had the best draft? Because I could say mine really quick, and I think it's a consensus one that we touched on earlier, and it's the New York Giants.
Yeah,
I
they're up
think
there.
the Giants, they getting Abdul Carter in the third overall pick, incredible for their defense, and then picking up Jackson Dart. Some people might say it was a little early. They could have waited, but I think Jackson Dart, for the upside that he has, definitely is good. And then having him with Brian Dable, who is a quarterbacks guy, can definitely he hasn't had much to work with because Daniel Jones wasn't a lot to work with. But I think Jackson Dart is has more upside, and I think he can work with him a lot more. And then picking up Cam Scatterboo in the fourth. Was it the fourth? It was the fourth. Yeah, it was the fourth. And it's like that dude also has a lot of upside because he pretty much is like what do you call him? He's like a pick and play guy. Like you could really put him anywhere on the offense and he'll do pretty well.
Yeah, he's a good,
I don't
and
know.
a lot of
pass catcher.
No, not Cam. I don't have a problem at all with Cam. Yeah, I don't like Jackson Dart. He was just.
I mean, like
trading for the pick too, when he could have been a second round pick, and they had a high second round pick.
Yeah, but this is the one, real quick before I say
Go ahead.
anything about what team I think. That's the one thing I don't like about some people's like draft opinion on like some teams' picks. Like yes, some teams' picks are not, like some picks are like too early. Some are, I guess, there's two sides. Like you can pick someone too early, or you can get someone with great value later that just falls. But like with Jackson Dart, if the Giants like him and Brian Dable is like, I can get that guy to where we want him to be. Because like with Daniel Jones,
what were you gonna get?
Daniel Jones was never gonna be good.
You got a playoff win out of him at best.
But like if you like a guy, if a team likes a guy and they did their homework on him, and they can, like, he fits their scheme, and they can see the potential in that, they believe that they can get that out of him because of what kind of team they have.
Mm-hmm.
Then if that's your guy, then go get him. I don't see a problem with, because I think Jackson Dart's going to be a very good quarterback.
He'll be good. I
think under Brian Dable's offense, he'll be a stud.
But
he developed Josh Allen. Let's not forget he developed Josh Allen.
He's the reason Josh Allen is the way that he is.
To be fair, just because
I'm not saying he's Josh Allen.
Say what you want to say. Say it.
We said the same thing about. I know it's my offensive coordinator, but we did say the same thing about Cliff Kingsbury. And when he left Patrick Mahomes, he was with Patrick Mahomes in college, and then he went to Kyler Murray, and then there has to be a little bit more there for him to start with. I don't like. I'm not saying the last thing I'm saying is Kyler Murray's bad. I'm just saying he didn't do as much with Kyler as we expected him to do. He did. Yeah, then he had Jay Daniels, which he did do well with. But it's like a quarterback coach can only go so far.
But like
coach,
Brian,
no matter how good the coach is.
Yeah,
But they needed a young guy anyway for that.
Like
for their backup anyway. Because you know Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston are not being on that team that long.
Well, thank goodness there's no one in the draft next year that's going to be really good that had like
Maybe
the same
Jackson
name
Dart.
as a
Maybe
legend
Jackson
for their
Dart is
team.
the reason that maybe Jackson Dart is that player for them.
But are you saying Jackson Dart is going to
I'm
be?
not saying.
I'm asking. Not.
He's twisting my words now.
I'm asking. I'm
Go
asking
ahead.
for clarification.
Go ahead.
But I'm
Go
not
ahead.
saying you're saying this.
Go ahead.
But I do want clarification. Are you saying that Jackson Dart will be better than Archie Manning?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't give you that answer right now
can't-
because I haven't seen Jackson Dart step on an NFL field.
I'm asking. Like, it's a fair. I'm allowed to like.
It's a fair question.
Because
No,
you could
absolutely.
go
It's
and just
it's a
get
fair question.
a Manning next year.
I mean,
You
that's
could.
kind of hard to say that if he's going to be better than Arch Manning.
It's just a question.
Because, like,
You don't have to like.
that's like comparing, like, that's like apples and oranges. Because, like, there are two different, like, time periods of football.
What?
Arch Manning,
Yes.
that's their dad.
So you're saying Archie?
Yeah, I was talking about. I said.
He was
yeah,
talking about
I was
Archie.
talking
He was
about.
talking about Archie.
Yeah, I was talking about.
Okay,
the-
well, we...
Obviously, I'm going to
I'm
talk about
with
the
you.
guy who's going to be in the draft next season.
Did
Yeah.
anyone think that Lamar Jackson was going to be that good?
No, but we saw more from in college.
I think-
To be fair,
Everyone was saying
There
he
was
should have
a
been a
lot-
running back.
I think
okay,
there was enough.
we're not
tape-
talking about.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
We're not talking about what's his name, Kelmer, saying that he should switch over to wide receiver or anything.
Don't dis-
Other than like, I'm not like.
Yeah, I hear you.
What's the person's name? I'm blanking on the guy's name. He was an analyst, basically talking about he was just breaking down. No one is going to predict crap when it comes to a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many quarterbacks.
Yeah, so like
But I'm just saying, people saying that this guy's going to be great. We don't know that.
no one said he was going to be great.
I just said he'll be.
I never heard anyone say he was going to be great.
A lot of people are saying this was a great pick, and I don't know if that will be the
I mean,
case.
he was technically. I mean, he would arguably the second best quarterback in this draft class. You could argue that you can make an argument that he's a better prospect than Shador.
I'm not comparing to Shador. I like another guy a lot better, but no one. I don't even know how he filled
Jalen
that.
Milroe?
No,
Dylan Gabriel or Will Howard?
Will Howard. I loved Will Howard's pick, and he's
I can't say much on that one.
No, I know
I'm
you
not,
can't.
I'm not saying
That's
a
why
word.
I am.
Nah, I ain't touching that.
I mean, I
That's
guess
okay,
it's like. I don't
like
know. I
West.
guess it's just up to preference.
I have a
but
very
my-
unpopular opinion about the number one pick too.
And
I don't think he was the
Cam
best
Ward's gonna
player.
be good.
I think the
Cam
best.
Ward's
If
gonna be a
you're
great
going to draft the
quarterback.
best player in the
Clip it.
draft, if you're going to draft the best
Clip.
player in the draft,
Good.
that's what you said last year too.
Okay, well, that's not
What
always.
did I say last year?
But
Tell
Michael-
me what
When
I
I
said
said
last
Caleb
year.
Williams are going to be said.
Michael, that's not always how it works.
No.
The best player doesn't always go first overall.
I said if you wanted to take the best player, it's
Yeah, but
far
that-
from Cam. There's
Yes, but he's the best quarterback.
So
and the
hold on.
Titans
Let
need a
me
quarterback.
let me ask you this. In your
More than
opinion, who do you
anything.
think the Titans should have picked up first overall? In your opinion.
I can't say one player. There's two on between.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, Hunter and Abdul.
Hunter and Abdul.
Yes.
So they just don't fix their quarterback problem. Will Levis is the future.
Not the first pick. They have more than one pick. They could have done a great. They would have done just.
So
I
you're
think
saying
could
they
have done
go pick
amazing.
Travis Hunter first overall pick, and then they go pick up like Jackson Dart or Tyler Shough or even Will Howard in the
saying,
third or fourth?
or even in like the 6th round draft Shador.
But nobody thought he was
Like-
gonna fall to the 6th round
I mean,
or 5th round.
draft a quarterback in a later round. I'm saying like like
But like if you're the GM of a team and you have the number 1 pick and you
I love
need
how we're
a
going away from the
quarterback
Giants, but anyway, moving on.
And you
Okay.
need to
Yeah, I know.
and you
I'm
need
here.
a
We say our piece.
quarterback,
I'm here.
you wouldn't take the best quarterback available?
No, Cam Ward's letting me staring at me straight in the face, and you know Will Levis is your quarterback. I would have taken him. I would have done it.
Like I don't think
I would have pulled the plug.
Like I don't think the
I'm not
Titans had a very many
I'm not-
choices.
I'm going to say one thing though.
Okay.
I get, but I'm also saying I would not have done that.
Okay.
I like the you also had a catastrophic defense, but like
Let's
that
let me
Travis
see.
Hunter could fix both sides. Not amazingly, but he would at least.
Okay. We'll talk about the Titans in a minute, but let's just go back to
Yeah.
the Giants. I think they did enough in this draft where they could definitely. I'm not saying they. I think the pieces that they have here, especially with now the other pieces they already have. At least let's talk. I won't talk Jackson Dart. I'll talk Abdul Carter specifically because I think that's the guy that's gonna make the most impact. I think people are like saying he might be the next coming of LT on the Giants line, which is kind of crazy to say. But Abdul Carter has been that good when he played for Penn State. So I think with him and Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns and Dexter, like you have a conversation for that being one of the best defenses assembled as of right now. We haven't seen how they're gonna play together on the defense, huh?
I said D lines, yes.
D lines, yes. Defenses is a whole nother conversation, but D lines you could argue that's like the best front seven you've seen. At least in your mind, what you see on paper, that could be the best.
Yeah, on paper, it's
the offense.
It's gotta be
the offense is to be determined because we don't know how Russell Wilson will do with Malik Neighbors, with Darius Slayton, with Tyron Tracy, and all those guys that they have on that offensive side.
I was annoyed honestly when they got Wilson. Because I really not because of the Steelers, because I loved having the idea of James Winston.
No, I agree.
I love.
I know.
He made me want to watch the Browns.
No, I agree. To me, I think the Giants overall. You can have your opinion on Jackson Dart. I think that they did enough where this could be the moving needle to them being, if not a playoff team, in the hunt. Let me say that because I don't want to say they're.
It's really hard right now.
I'm not saying that they're going to be a point proof and they are a playoff team because I don't know if I have to see it.
I mean, it's going in the right direction.
Right now, I think they definitely
did better than the rest of the other team in their division.
I think they're in the hunt.
Maybe Dallas.
But at best, a wild card playoff team. At best. But I won't say much because I know if I say, oh, they're definitely going to make the playoffs, people are going to come from my neck for that.
Like, the Giants had a freaking. I mean, if you really look at their picks, they had a.
They did what they needed to do.
They pretty much had like near flawless draft for what they needed. I didn't talk about Darius Alexander
from Toledo.
I like that pick. That's what I like.
In the third?
Because this is a very good draft for them because it helps them go. It helps them really get going in the right direction of what they needed to build a good team. Like all of these picks are good picks for them. Like Abdul Carter helps your line. Jackson Dart gives you quarterback of the future. Darius Alexander gives you another nose tackle with Dexter. Cam gives you a great second running back with Tracy.
Mabau from Purdue is a great guard.
I think he'll be a solid guard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about this guy.
Thomas Fidone.
And Corey Black, I know a little bit about, and I think he can develop into a pretty good corner.
I agree.
Like he's a very physical corner.
Mm-hmm.
So like everything they did is everything that they needed to.
I think is that literally, if you had to sum it up for the Giants draft, they did what they needed to do. They got the pieces that they needed to get them over the hump of being the worst team in the league to they're in the hunt or at best a wild card team.
Yeah, it's not.
I think that's their ceiling.
I think they need to improve more, but I think this helps them tremendously in that direction.
And also, like I said, we haven't seen it, so it could be it could be better or it could be worse. But that's just what I'm on paper. This looks like they definitely have moved the needle for me. At least more than the Cowboys, because the Cowboys didn't move a needle for me in the slightest. But we have another. That's a conversation for another time.
Did you see Micah Parsons' reaction to their first overall?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, their first three picks are not bad picks at all.
They're not bad, but they're like
Tyler Booker's a stud. Tyler
Booker is a great edge.
It was like
Revel he's going to be a great corner.
Yeah. I think the only thing you have is to be like, oh, you just didn't get a wide receiver at all.
No.
So you're banking on CeeDee Lamb, Mingo, and Turpin. And we're cool.
Apparently.
They can get Amari Cooper back.
They could. There's still good free agent draft.
I think there's other receivers.
So I'm not saying
Allen
I'm just saying if this is where they're heading, I'd be concerned. Allen. But if they pick up another free agent wide receiver, move me.
I think the only team that I'd like to see him on, and I know it's going to be an unpopular team to say, but
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I'd like to see him on the Chiefs.
I knew he was going to say that as
It's a
soon as
very-
he said
like-
unpopular team.
Team.
It's like
He's not.
he's
I mean-
older. He's older. He's got like if he's not exactly a young guy anymore. He's not going to go to
I
a
just
young
feel like
team
they
that's
already
working
have-
for the future. If you look at a team that's
I
looking at the future,
They
they're
have
not
a
going to
lot.
sign an
They have
old
a
head.
lot of wide receivers though.
Who they have now?
Kansas City. I mean, they still have D Hop. They still have.
No, they don't. He's in
Oh
Baltimore.
yeah. I keep forgetting he's a
Rasheed
Baltimore
Rice is
Raven.
coming back.
Rasheed Rice might be
Worthy.
coming back.
If
Worthy
he's-
and Marquise Brown. Those are the three guys.
They have 3 guys. Let's be honest.
Travis, they have Watson,
No, that's a
they
tight
have
end.
Gray.
Tight end. Like I'm just like having 2 tight
So?
ends and having 4 receivers
Go
is
ahead.
not ridiculous.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like you can't like dismiss a tight end as a.
But we don't put them in this. Like you don't count them as a receiver when it comes to when you sign players. They can do
That's
I'm not
debatable
touching-
on the tight end, but
it. No, I'm not saying they can't do what a receiver does. I'm saying that you don't count them as a receiver when you do the depth chart.
well, yeah.
So that means it's not going to be in that same like. This is very. It's just very.
I know what you're saying. I don't know why you're getting like worked up about
What's
it.
the word I'm looking for?
You're good.
I know
All
what you're
right, y'all can
saying.
talk about your teams now. Talk about the Giants for too long. You guys can talk now. I talk too much.
My team was the Patriots.
No, I was
Yeah, I
reading-
did love. I did love the Patriots. The Patriots had a really good draft this year.
I think they got their tackle.
Did you see the video of Will Campbell winking before he did like a squat? That was like 6'16" or something like that.
No,
Oh my, bro!
I saw it.
Will Campbell.
I saw his quote.
Say what you want about his arms. Might be a dog. He's a dog.
I saw his quote when they interviewed him. He said,
Jeez, man.
"He said I'll do it. He said I'll die to protect Drake May."
Good for him.
And if that's your offensive tackle, whew,
He's like,
you're in
I
good
feel like
hands. You're in good hands in New England. You're in good hands.
I'll take him.
Didn't Joe Alt say something similar? I feel like he's like when he
I
was talking
don't
about.
know if he said I'd die.
No, like he said something crazy. It was like I don't remember. I feel like he's
I
like.
don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
Something in his
remember. I don't
interview.
remember any of Joe Alt's draft stuff. To be honest with you,
But
but yeah, go ahead. Keep
him,
talking.
Travion Henderson, I love that pick. They needed a running back. He's a great running back, explosive. Kyle Williams, I think he was a little underrated.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of the best receivers in college football, but no one talked about him really because he went to Washington State. Jarrett Wilson, he's pretty good. I mean, center. I think they have a center though. But
It's a good.
backup.
You love getting depth as much as possible. So
Woodson, they need a safety. Joshua Farmer, I think was a great pick. He's a very good D lineman.
in the fourth round, too, is kinda
Swinson
crazy.
as an edge. They got a place kicker from Miami. I don't know how to say his name.
Borregales. I'll go with that. Borregales.
But yeah, I mean, it's their first 3 picks, and then like a couple of their fourths.
They're pick and play guys for
Of
sure.
why I
Yeah.
would say because like they got all of their needs. They got a tackle, a wide receiver, running back, a safety, and an edge.
And they didn't really need wide
And
receiver because they
more-
already got Diggs,
And
but
they
now
got
just more depth.
offensive line depth.
Yeah.
And it's like you got Drake May weapons, you got him protection, and you improved your defense.
You did what you needed to do, which is
So like
yeah.
these type of teams like the Giants and Patriots, and the ones that are picking up high in the draft. This is what you want to see if you're like a fan of those teams, because you want to see them attack the draft, not necessarily of like in the way of like getting the flashiest name or like the best, like maybe like the best on like Mel Kiper's board, but like you want to get the best guys that would fit your team
Sorry, I'm not
and
laughing.
the best
Kiper.
to like
Yeah. Sorry.
build your team for success in the future. Because like the Patriots, I don't think they're going to be great this year. I don't know if they're even going to be good. But like this kind of draft helps you get to that, helps you build to the point of like breaking through and getting.
I think they're
being a competitive football team and getting
Yeah.
to the playoffs again.
Yeah. I agree. Sorry, I was laughing at you because you said Mel Kiper. I just thought about the Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee.
Oh, Mad Mel?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, he made that draft more fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The Packers pick was the best part of the draft.
Oh yeah,
when he reacted to Golden being drafted.
Go Pack, go Pack.
His fist bumps.
Let's freaking go.
It was so funny. That was the best part.
Oh my gosh! All right, Michael. What team do you think had the best drafts?
I was between two teams, and I've been just trying to go through looking at them all.
Okay, you can name both.
One of them that I think had a really sneaky good team draft was the Tampa Bay.
Bucks.
Yeah, they addressed a lot of things they needed. They had a horrible secondary. They got two really good picks with the guy from Notre Dame.
Morrison
and
and Parrish, yeah.
Then you also got
I like
stud
Morrison.
in from Ohio State to pair up with him. Evans and Godwin whenever he gets back from his injury.
I think that's
if he's back already. I don't know.
That one is the one that surprises me.
It surprised me.
And I think it's
What,
something, and it's
Ibuka?
not that I hate it. I don't hate it. I think Ibuka on the Tampa Bay offense is disgusting. But
I think they just saw him and were like, "What the heck is he doing there?"
You re-sign Chris Godwin. You still have Mike Evans. You have, please
McMillan.
tell me if I get this right. McMillan. You have Palmer, and I'm not gonna say on because
Palmer.
On's the tight end, but you have a lot of good young pieces, and then you got Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, who are borderline top 15 wide receiver duo in the league. Maybe higher.
How many more years though do you think Mike Evans has?
That's my thing.
Yeah.
So if we're getting 2 or 3 more years of Mike Evans,
13 years?
or 1 or 2 more years of Mike Evans,
12?
and then Ibuka comes
12.
in being that number 2 guy.
That's a lot of years, especially since he's been a lot of years of high production.
I mean,
Very
as long
true.
as he
Not like
stays
he was-
healthy, I don't.
Very true.
No.
I don't see why he can't
Yeah,
play
we're not saying that Mike Evans is gonna be gone, but we're saying
3 years.
Ibuka could
But
be the
3
future of Tampa Bay.
But 3 years,
Well, yeah.
in 3 years of having
Yeah.
that guy underneath of Mike Evans,
Yeah, it's I'm not.
And
Yeah, I
then-
think that's. I'm just in my mind. I was like, Tampa Bay didn't really need a wide receiver in the first round. That's where my mind
They
was
had two
going.
receivers.
But and they got Tez in the 7th, which
That
I
was-
think also might be
I
really
wanted him.
good.
I wanted him a little bit,
That
but
Tez
we didn't need
Tez
a.
might be a stud.
You got a good kick returner.
Yeah. So I just
He's
not that I hate your pick. I think Tampa Bay had a sneaky good draft. It's just Ibuka going in the first round was kind of interesting to me. But now that I think about it, and now having all those weapons, and now you have really I'd say Tampa Bay has one of the best depths of wide receivers. Because you have your 1-2 guy, Ibuka could be your 3, or McMillan or Palmer, whoever you want to talk about, and then you have really good depth after that. So it's
Yeah, I think they have a good
you can't really
room.
if you're Baker Mayfield, you're I have really good guys no matter who's out there.
Yeah, they won.
So I think
Can I say the other team I was
Yeah,
going to
go
say?
ahead. Yeah.
The Raiders was another one I was thinking. They fixed a lot
Raiders.
of the. If you look at the problems they fixed, running back instantly got Ashton Genty.
I'm kind of mad, but I get it.
No, they got wide receiver with the same pick. That he's going to be good from Jack Beck. I watched him play
I don't
a lot.
know much
He was
about Jack
good.
Beck, so I couldn't
He's
say
pretty.
much on that one.
Yeah, I think he'll be good.
They got they got 2 tackles, 2 D tackles, 2 more receivers after that, and a linebacker and a corner. They had a lot of picks, and they did.
They even got a quarterback,
They did.
Cam Miller
Cam
from
Miller.
North Dakota State.
I think what was his name? Darian Porter's gonna be a really good corner.
He will.
He's long.
I will say
tall.
one quarterback that I was surprised went to a team that he did will be Jalen Milrow going to Seattle.
Okay, wait. Save it.
Save that. We're not there yet. But I love that. That's a great.
I was just talking about
It's a
quarterbacks.
great point. It's a great point. But we'll get to that point.
Yes, sir.
But
My bad.
no, you're good. I'm not mad at you. We have stuff to go on with
We
it.
can just cut that
But
out.
Raiders, to me, it was very top heavy. I think Genty, you knew he was gonna be a 5th or 6th, and so him going to the Raiders was match made in heaven.
Yeah.
I think getting Peeves.
I'm not saying this to say none of the guys after that are gonna be good. I'm just saying, to some people who don't watch ball, it's a very top heavy draft. You only know Genty and maybe Jack
If
Beck
you only
and
look at names-
maybe Porter, and then the rest are just kind of eh. But
Charles Grant is that's a great pick.
no, I don't disagree.
He's gonna be a good
I don't
I'm going to say
disagree.
one thing that helped me out a lot with
Caleb
this.
Rogers too.
With the draft and watching it was playing college football and watching like the Ultimate Team game like show, like YouTube channel, like just all that stuff, like oh shoot, I know that guy. Like it's just
Also, the fact that they got Thornton in the
but don't quote me.
6'5".
Don't quote me that I'm saying that they're bad. That was bad. I was.
Where did he go again?
It'd be very tough.
Texans.
That was a tough pick.
Both of the.
So yours
Iowa
was
State guys went
Tampa
there.
Bay and the Raiders. I said the Giants and you said the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we can talk about your surprising picks. Now we can get into that.
Okay.
So now that he said that, let's go.
Let's just start.
How do we feel about Milroe being a Seattle Seahawk?
I feel like
How do we feel
Are
about
we
that?
each giving one? Or are we just saying?
We could each give one. That's fine.
that's
All right.
mine, really.
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
just saying.
Michael.
That's
Michael's.
Okay. That's
You can say more about it now.
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. What pick was he again?
He was third
Third round.
round pick.
third round pick.
It's
I didn't get it.
I don't either. It's like you just spent $100 million on
I mean,
Sam
I guess
Darnold.
as
Sam
a-
Darnold, and
I guess
they
as a
did trade away his
backup.
backup,
They did trade him his backup, so now they needed a
which
backup.
I get because he sucked.
Yeah.
and like Jalen Milroe, like
If anything happens, I think they're in good hands.
because like you
Very
can
much
give
so.
him those 3 years because he's still very raw developmental quarterback.
Who's the head coach there again?
Mike McDonald.
Okay.
But like you give him those 3 years under like Darnold and their like learning the system and developing like in practice. Like I think he needs that time to be a good quarterback because I don't think if you throw him out there, if you throw him out there, like if it was someone else and they threw him out there right away, he would be terrible. Like he would be like I think he would be like a Sam Darnold when he was on the Jets. Like I think he would be like that
high,
bad.
thought he was gonna do well on his first snap and then I don't hate it. I think being in Seattle will definitely give him an edge to keep developing his play and keep trying to get better. Learning from I think Sam Darnold as a mentor gives him a new perspective, and I think that perspective is I saw that. I think Sam Darnold gives him a perspective of like I was named a bust in my first couple of years, and then I left to go to different teams, and then I just kept working on my craft, and then he sort of saw the rise. So I think there's
And he actually got a good team around him finally.
there's value in his perspective that I think is important for Miller to understand. And I think also, like Jake said, I think giving him time to develop his abilities, not only as a runner, but also as a passer, and trying to get his accuracy on point and getting to read the field more. I think him being a backup is not the worst thing in the world. I don't think Miller was going to be a starter. And at least on any team, maybe the Steelers if we really picked him up, but I don't think we would have done that. He would have been the starter if that was the case, unless we got A-Rod. But anyway,
I think it would have been a competition.
I don't know.
Like, hey, you're the starter.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. So I think him being a backup for the Seahawks at least, like I said, Darnold gives him a perspective that he'll learn from, and then also getting to learn under that offensive scheme and everything like that, I think will be very good for his development. So I don't hate that.
You got yourself another Ohio State quarterback though.
I know. That's my surprising pick.
Back to back.
That's my surprising pick. My surprising pick was Will Howard, coming to us in the 6th round.
Was he before Shador?
No, he was
after Shador.
Shador was the 5th round.
I thought he was 6 for some reason.
These guys saw my reaction when we picked up Derek Harmon. I wasn't very happy about it.
No, he was not.
But I was only just because I did not know what we were doing at quarterback at the time, or even before then. But like even then, I thought that was the plan. But I think picking up Will Howard, he has a national championship under his belt, so he has some pedigree coming into the league. Very much a very good dual threat guy. Has the same build as, I think someone said he has the same build as like Josh Allen, 6'4", 236. Big dude.
He's a big dude.
Big dude. Can move with the ball.
That was
and
Gruden.
Also,
Pretty sure that was Gruden. What's his name? The hell?
Gruden, John Gruden.
Yeah, Gruden.
Well,
Yeah.
they compared him.
Yeah, the
to
size
Josh.
and stuff.
Yeah. So, I think picking him up, especially in the 6th, I think definitely we got depth now. In our quarterback
I mean, that's
room.
a great value. In
That's
my
great.
opinion.
It's great value. So
And
I'm
you don't
I'm
have to
not
worry
mad
about-
it. Yeah.
Like, you don't have to like worry about Rodgers signing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you throw Will Howard in there,
You did
I think
just
he'll
put
do
you,
pretty well.
I think I feel more confident with that.
I feel like you put pressure
Than
on
earlier.
Rodgers, if anything, if you wanted to come there.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, I wouldn't even. If I were the Steelers, I wouldn't even worry about that. Like just worry about your team right now.
I think now we're just kind of like, if Aaron Rodgers says yes, cool. If he doesn't, or if he retires,
But like who? Like I think it's either Steelers or retirement. Like no
Yeah.
other. Like I don't know
Yeah.
any other team that's even interested in him
also
at this point.
for the people that, or for Amar Khan and Mike Tomlin to say that Aaron Rodgers isn't affecting our draft, y'all were lying. That was a lie. Because if that was the case, you would have picked up a quarterback in the first round if that was the case. But I like it. I think it's I had to think about it for like a couple of days. I'm like, yeah, honestly, thinking about it now, it's a great value pick, and I think it's something that could definitely, Will Howard could definitely be a future franchise guy for us. I don't know. We'll have to see how he develops under our offense, but
I think he has all the traits to do it.
I
It just
think
doesn't
it-
matter
I think-
if he does it.
yeah, I think it was just surprising to me because I didn't think we'd pick
Or
up a quarterback
abilities.
at all. So it was just surprising to me that we did, and it was in the 6th. But that's my pick.
My like I had like a weird.
Even
Like
though
a
I
weirdish
I
pick.
did have another one, but I don't know if you're gonna say it.
But like my weird, like it was kind of a strange, like
Go ahead. Say it.
just because I didn't think they would. I thought they would have taken this player over this player. Like
Is it who I think it is?
who? Like I don't know. It might be.
Is it who is it?
I think they'll both be very good. I think it's Colston Loveland.
Yeah.
I think they should have picked Tyler
did he
Warren.
go? Where did he go?
The Bears.
Yeah.
I think they should have picked Warren.
Dude, Warren on that team would have been
But
insane.
Yeah.
at the same time, they're both gonna be great. Like Loveland was compared to like Sam Laporta,
Loveland and Warren were both.
and Warren's more like
Neck and
a.
neck.
I guess he's more like a. He reminds me of like Dallas Clark.
Never heard that name in a while.
Like that's who like Tyler Warren reminds me of, but like I don't know. I might be wrong.
I was
Like
gonna say-
they're both gonna be great
I
tight
was gonna
ends.
say.
Don't get me wrong.
I say Tyler Warren's more like a George Kittle.
Yeah.
I could see.
Yeah.
I could like a George
if you
Kittle
want to
type,
do more
type
recent,
player.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
But Dallas Clark is not bad. Not bad at all.
and
For
also,
your own
Yeah.
audience.
I didn't love the Michael Williams pick for the Niners. I would have picked Jalen Walker over him, in my opinion. But
Okay.
that's just my
Okay.
opinion. I just think like
Okay.
I think Jalen Walker is a little better than as of like right now.
As of right now, what on paper? Yeah.
and Kevin Banks.
'Cause I was gonna
Kelvin
say-
Banks. I did not expect to go to the Saints.
No, you know who I wasn't expecting? I didn't expect the Falcons get another pick in the first round, and they get Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. That I don't know how I don't know if that really made sense for me at the time.
I mean,
At the time, it was like you just got Jalen Walker, and then you go ahead and you get James Pierce in the same first round. It's like kind of like
yeah, you get some edge depth or your starting edges.
we'll see. I
They're
don't
both
know.
really good. So
They're
it's
both
like,
really good, so it just confused me at the time, and now that I think back on it, it's not as bad. It just surprised me at the time of it. So,
You want to go into our teams?
yeah, all right. So, do you want to cue it up, or you just want to just go straight into it?
All right,
We
we're
can
gonna
just cue it. We can
we're
go
gonna
right
talk
into it.
about how our teams did in our own opinion. We're gonna go through each of our teams, give our thoughts on the draft class as a whole, any players you like, dislike.
You had
etc.
you had a lot of picks.
you had a ton
Yeah.
of them.
You had a ton, so you should probably go first.
You
'cause
had the most.
You had a lot of picks.
Then
I had
you
like
did.
I didn't have that many.
You had more than me.
Oh no, well, I not that many as you think.
I just think you had more.
I don't know how many picks you had, so.
Go ahead. You talk about yours.
For the most part, I think that they crushed this draft. I think they got a safety. They needed a safety. The fact that Mike Green was at 59 was insane, but it was because of stuff from his past. But Emory Jones, I think can be developed. I think he can compete for. I think he's gonna be slid into guard. I think he can compete this year for the starting. I think it's left tackle or no left guard. Sorry, the left guard spot. Teddy Buchanan needed a linebacker because Malik Harrison went to the Steelers. Chris Board left. We needed some linebacker depth.
Why do all of your linebackers just keep coming to my team, bro? It's
the
great.
money.
First Patrick Queen, now Malik. Gosh.
Carson Vincent. I like the pick. It wasn't like my favorite pick. Like I think they could have gotten someone else that they needed, but I love that fact that they are getting more depth in the trenches, whether it be offense or defensive line, because they selected a bunch of offensive linemen. Cornerback Bilal Cohn, I think he'll compete for like special teams play.
You don't think he'll be a slot guy?
I don't think so.
Okay.
On your team?
At least not.
Who's the
unless
slot guy in your team currently?
Humphrey.
Yeah. No, I don't know if he's gonna take that one.
And also, I think there's other guys that are ahead of him,
Okay.
and it's gonna be hard for a sixth rounder to compete for meaningful playing time right away.
That's fair.
Tyler Loop, they got a place kicker because Justin Tucker's gonna be cut. I'm gonna say that right now. He's gonna get cut.
Why would they cut him? He's so good.
He's no longer.
He's so good.
He's so good.
I've checked out from him. I haven't even thought of him on the team for a while. Ever since
it's sad. It's honestly sad though, because
it is.
Justin Tucker without the
I
allegations.
appreciate the memories.
Justin Tucker without the allegations would be one of the best kickers in current NFL right now. I won't say all time because there's a lot of great all time kickers, but he would be up there.
I mean, he is
without the allegations.
He is one, or I think he is the best kicker of all time.
Are they true or are they
but
actually
it just
allegations?
Sucks that's the way that his Ravens
listening to what
career
Jay
had
said.
to end. I mean, he
Sorry,
is.
what did you say?
Okay, Michael, there's a difference between.
I want to hear what you said so I can.
I said he's the best kicker of all time. There's a difference between having more I know you're probably gonna say out of Vinatieri, and I'm gonna say there's a difference between being the best kicker and the most clutch kicker. There's a difference.
Which one would you rather have?
The best kicker is the most accurate kicker of all time. The most clutch is Adam Vinatieri.
I don't hate his.
And I think he's the second.
I don't
because
hate your
Adam
argument.
Vinatieri had more Super Bowl playoff moments than Justin Tucker. So I would say he's the most clutch kicker of all time. But he's second, in my opinion.
I don't hate it.
So the most accurate is not Justin Tucker.
Who is it?
It's Eddie Pinero.
This year?
No, all time.
Eddie Pinero played for what team?
I don't think he's.
Was he a Bears guy?
He
I feel like he was
was.
a Bears guy.
I looked it up right now.
He's got to be a Bears guy because I
I'm
can see that name being a
telling
Bears.
you, but
A Bears guy.
anyway, LeJontay Webster. I'm not going to continue to argue about kickers right now.
I know.
LeJontay Webster, I think he's going to be. I think he can be a good depth piece for wide receiver room.
Colorado
I think he's going to be our kick returner. I think he's very fast, and I think he'll be a very great kick returner if nothing.
Did he return kicks in Colorado?
Yes.
Okay.
Aeneas Peebles. We got Peebles.
You did get Peebles.
We got Peebles.
Didn't you predict Peebles?
No, but I did like Peebles.
Yeah.
And the
He likes the
mocks.
people.
But the fact that they got him in the 6th round is actually insane to me. So he's a leaner defensive, he's a smaller defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Than what the Ravens are used to because they had Michael Pierce. But I think he's going to be a great defensive tackle. I think they need that, especially in the interior D line and for depth purposes. Longer beam, I think he's going to be maybe a special teamer if he even makes the team. And then Dellinger, I think it's just more offensive line depth, and I think it's what they need. They need competition, they need depth, and I think every single pick hit every single need that the Ravens needed. I would have liked a wide receiver a little earlier, in my opinion, or a corner a little earlier. But besides that, I think they crushed this draft. And
Very good.
That's my
Very good
thoughts.
Very good. Do you want me to go? Do you want me to go and then you'll be last?
Yeah, I was going to say you had the next amount of
So, the 2025 NFL Draft for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
picks. It
Went
happened.
swimmingly.
I don't hate. I think I had a lot of people. I
See
talked
what
to a
their
lot of
picks
people
were.
about this draft for us, and they were like, "Y'all hit all the boxes you needed to, and you didn't have to pick
just
up,
wasn't where you thought
and
they
you
were going
didn't
to
have
be.
to pick up a quarterback as early as you needed to." So, I had to go back and think about it because, like I said, they saw me when we drafted Derek Harmon in our first pick.
He almost left.
I almost left. I wasn't very happy.
Let's not sugarcoat it. You almost got up and left.
I almost got up and dipped. But
You
now
didn't talk for 10 minutes after that.
I did not. But now thinking back on it, I think
It's a little funny.
Derek Harmon, for what he was at Oregon, he was a guy that can really stuff the inside for the guards and everything like that. And I think the biggest issue we had in the playoffs, and I know Jake can speak on it, is
run game.
especially
Run defense.
against Baltimore.
both. Both kind of
But
were an
yeah.
issue.
What?
He said run game and then run defense.
Yes, it was both an issue.
So just running in general.
So I think the biggest issue we had in the playoffs was that Baltimore, when they had Derrick Henry, ran the ball on us and we got freaking destroyed. So having him is definitely going to plug up that D line a little more. He can't.
Okay, I'm
Can
sorry.
you let the man talk?
I'm
I'm
sorry.
letting him talk.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Jesse.
It's
Can you
okay.
please finish?
I'm good.
I said it quietly.
It's I expect it from a Baltimore fan, so it's fine.
Wow.
That's not hate. That's
You
not
wouldn't think
hate.
he's a Baltimore fan
That's
right
not
now.
hate. That's not hate.
All right,
I
Michael,
think-
you'll understand if you marry someone that supports a different team, but we're going to let Jesse keep talking now.
No, those colors don't run.
Trust me.
Oh my
Just trust me.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You think you know, but just wait. Unless you marry a
I'm just
Washington
gonna wait.
fan.
I'm gonna wait till you two finish.
I'm done.
Okay. But and Derek Harmon, a lot of people have said he is a spinning image of Cameron Hayward. So now he gets to go learn alongside Cameron Hayward and go play alongside him. I think will be incredible for his development. Also, as a D tackle, you can just open it. It doesn't matter.
I'm trying to be quiet. Keep going.
You gave up on that.
Yeah, you gave up on
you
that
made
long
it
time
obvious.
ago. You made it on that a long time ago. But I think it's good for the defense. That was important. And then we picked up Caleb Johnson in the third after we didn't have a second round pick. I didn't hate this at all. I think Caleb was
I
one of
actually
the
love that pick for you guys.
running backs in the draft that we picked up late. And now, because now Najee's going to free agency, Jalen Warren's on a 1-year deal. Caleb Johnson could be our next
Najee's on the
starter, and I think he's a stud. I think he can definitely has a great downhill style for our run game. That'll be very nice for trying to get us to because like you guys just said, our run game was also a biggest issue. We can never run the football. So now Caleb Johnson and Jalen Warren, we definitely have.
I wasn't saying it was the biggest issue.
It was one of our
just
bigger
in that
issues.
game.
It was one of our bigger issues. No,
You
all
can.
season was one of our bigger issues.
It was
running the
very. It
football.
was more inconsistent than
Yeah.
non-existent.
I was just trying not to.
And I appreciate you trying to make
Najee.
it Najee. No hate on Najee. Najee was great for us. I wish him the best in Los Angeles. But I think,
You needed a young,
it was
faster running back.
and I think Caleb.
I think he fits.
That's
the
And I
more
think
new-
Caleb
Najee
Johnson
style.
does that really well. And then we pick up Jack Sawyer.
I think
from
that's
Ohio
my
State.
favorite.
I think I love this pick.
That's my favorite
I
pick
think
you
Jack
guys
Sawyer
had.
could really. I'll have to see how they use him in our defense, especially because like we have Highsmith, we have T.J. Watt, but I think having him
He'll be
there.
a rotational.
Oh yeah, he'll be a
piece.
rotational guy for sure. But I think he's definitely like one of my guys. I'm excited to see how he'll develop
He just
on our
seems like
defense.
he just seems like a Steeler.
He seems like it's like he's a Pittsburgh guy, which sucks because now he's a Pennsylvania dude and he went to Ohio State. Which
Did you
kinda,
see Will Howard?
Oh, my goodness.
He was actually like an Eagles fan growing up, and
Yep.
his whole family's like Eagle fans. And he's like
now they're Steelers fans.
on the phone. He was like, "We got a house." He's like, "There's a house full of Eagles fans right now, but there's gonna be some dang Steeler fans now."
Yep,
I was
I
like,
mean, that's being supportive.
you gotta be supportive.
I was like, I mean, you got to. That's your
this
son
guy,
or
this
your
guy
brother.
that we picked up in the fifth, he couldn't stop talking about Black from Iowa.
Yaya Black.
I did not know we were gonna pick him up, but hey, I'm happy we got another stud D tackle to put on the line. Obviously, I talked about Will Howard coming from Ohio State as well. We get Jack Sawyer and Will Howard, who are both like guys who won championships, are studs, have a lot of good leadership roles that they could bring to the locker room, and definitely change the culture.
Great locker room guys.
Especially after what they did to Ohio State this past year. Cannot imagine what they're going to do with us in Pittsburgh, so I'm excited for that. Carson Bruner, linebacker from Washington. Don't know much about him. I watched a little bit of tape on him after we picked him up. From what I can see, he could be like a really good guy that could switch off the bench, have a role to play, probably in like kickoff or something like that. But I think he'll be a stud.
If he doesn't play, like, if anything, like at bare minimum, he'll give you special teams.
Yeah.
Like a special teams guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
Can't
it
be
also
mad.
just adds depth to your like your inside linebackers.
Yeah, and then getting Dante Kent as our last pick, corner from Central Michigan. Probably not going to see the field as a corner, but will definitely be a good help for us in our punt return and kickoff return, things like that. So, I'd say overall, if he makes the team. Overall, I think we really solidified our defensive pieces the most and got a lot of future guys. Because I think that the biggest issue that I still have, and I think the Steelers have to figure out, is T.J. Watt's contract is going to be expiring soon, and they need to figure out how to re-sign him and get that contract done. Because if we don't, some other team's going to pick him up. Whoever does, like he's still like getting into like his prime or the back half of his prime. So they got Derek Harmon, Jack Sawyer, Yaya Black. Just to make sure they get those pieces together for the defense. If Highsmith is going to be the guy, and
Black.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. No, why did I say Fitzpatrick? Minka Fitzpatrick. Golly, I'm losing my mind.
Close.
So
Fitzpatrick.
Getting all those young defensive pieces, and then getting Caleb Johnson and Will Howard to help us out on the offense. I'm not mad. This draft was better than I anticipated.
He's warming up to it.
I'm warming up to the idea. But now, either we pray that A-Rod becomes a Steeler, or it's Mason Rudolph and Will Howard fighting for the quarterback one spot. And that's kind of where my mind is right now. So I just want either A-Rod or someone to make a decision so that I can move forward into the season and have some positive light to go into the.
That might be a while.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know if I'll see it summertime. Like I don't know, but like I'm
when does the NFL season start again?
August.
Okay, so it'll be August.
September.
It'll be September something.
I think it's if they pass the new thing. I think it's gonna be like the first weekend of September.
Yeah, then yeah.
But I will say, like overall, if I had
push
to
this out to like training camp.
If I had to sum it up in one word,
He's
I
gonna
think
pull
we
up
got
the training
dogs.
camp with Pat McAfee.
Oh, please don't.
Then he's gonna have a podcast
Please don't
recording
do
it.
that. Please don't do
Announce
that. Please don't do that. I would have to be pissed. But yeah, if I had to say anything about this draft class, I think we got a bunch of dogs. That's literally dogs. We just got a bunch of dogs. And I'm excited to see what they do.
Faster.
I can't wait to see what they do. All right.
Michael.
Sorry, Michael. Mine was a little long, but now we can talk about
Just a
yours.
little bit,
I'm
but
sorry.
it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. You're good. You had a lot more picks, and a lot more surprising stuff. I'm talking, Jake. Calm down.
I'm swinging it
He's
over.
just being funny. He's just being funny.
I'm
Go ahead.
swinging it over.
Don't
to
worry
you.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Our first overall pick, kind of was surprised it wasn't someone else, but looking at it now, and I watched him.
Josh Connerly from Oregon.
Who did you want?
I wanted Will Johnson.
Yeah.
But reevaluating my thoughts and like he kind of would have been a liability. We don't know what we're getting. He would just come off a very big injury with his knee. Just
Will Johnson.
Wasn't
Will
his-
Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't
That
remember
was
what,
his hamstring.
which is in.
His leg.
Yeah, it's like
No, I'm just
Like,
saying, like, it's not his
right
knee.
there.
Like, I think he had a knee injury, but I think his, like, recent one was his
I think
hamstring.
it's both of those combined.
No,
Which,
I agree.
I mean,
not.
neither,
I agree.
those
I
together are definitely not good.
Those are not. Neither one of them were very
Yeah.
fun. I had both of them all through college.
Because he's an athlete.
I was
All right.
a while ago.
But how do you feel about Josh Connolly being on the team?
I mean, I loved him in college, obviously.
He's an Oregon
He's-
guy. They had to do it. They had to do it to the Oregon guy. Come on now.
I watched it. I gotta say, it doesn't. I hate. I'm not trying to like use a few games. We played Penn State twice.
Very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that did happen.
let's just say someone was not a problem at all. Those games going up against Clowney, and that would be
Yeah.
So
Abdul Carter is.
yes, I'm
Who he's
Abdul
talking
Carter
about.
is just a different beast.
he is, but apparently not against Clowney.
No.
Not zero. He's had. I think he had average 0 pressures against him. That's really hard to do, especially. But I'm not.
pretty hard.
Not once again not saying anything bad against
I
Carter.
could also see why you.
He's just stuck.
I could see why Connerly would be the most interesting pick, just because you already got Tunzel from Houston, where I could just be like,
Honestly,
you kind of already got like a stud tackle, and so you just pick up another youngin in the draft, which you could see how it could be the interesting pick for
I
other people's
could,
opinions.
except for the fact that I think this guy's going to start, and I think we're going to move Wiley to guard, which is what we need.
You also can't have too many.
Yeah, you can never
line-
have too many
offensive linemen.
offensive
But
linemen
like,
in general.
until
No,
we get
absolutely.
Cosme back, we need an extra guard.
True.
And I feel like he's going to be an amazing. One of those guys is going to be amazing at that position, and then we'll cross the bridge of what we're doing there. Get back.
Yeah, you'll
But,
cross
like,
that bridge when you get there.
When we have too many guards and tackles, that's a problem we've never really had in Washington. And
Which, by the way, we'll get into that later. Sorry.
then our second pick, we had Trey Amos, which I watched him play.
He's a good
he was
corner.
really good from Ole Miss. Great player.
Very.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Then
Jackson Dart's teammate.
Jalen Lane.
Jalen Lane. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that much about him. Virginia Tech. He like didn't really
5'10",
watch.
191. He's on the
We-
short. He's on the shorter end of
We
wide
don't.
receivers.
But he's fast.
He's very
4'3".
fast.
So, like,
Very true.
That's,
4'3",
we didn't really need a tall
440.
guy. We already had Terry McLaurin, and we
Yeah.
also have. Well, Debo's not tallest, but he's 6'1", I think.
He could definitely be another punt returner for you if he's not a wide receiver guy.
Well,
But
we don't really need a punt returner.
I'm just saying
we
he
have-
could. I'm saying he could be.
We could put him and Luke McCaffrey back
Yeah,
there.
it could be
along
both of
with
them. Yeah.
Eckler.
Yeah.
But like, then we have the guy. This I'm gonna say our worst pick is gonna be this guy.
Kane Mandrano
Yeah,
from UCLA.
he not really pushing it for me. Like just like
Okay.
he, I think he'll do
Sixth
well.
round pick.
Yeah.
6 round. No,
Sixth round
once it-
pick,
It
so
wasn't like
Linebacker depth.
It's depth.
Maybe.
It's just linebacker depth. at
If
that
he
point.
makes
Yeah.
it.
It's depth.
yeah. If
Those
knows? He
guys
could-
are like
he-
just if
The
they
slot-
make
our
We
last
say
pick, I
depth
think, will-
now, but he could be a stud. Who knows? But
he
yeah,
could be.
yeah.
He
Who
could.
knows?
Like
he also could not make
the roster.
make the team.
He couldn't make the roster.
It just
Absolutely.
depends.
Yeah.
Like those kind of late picks are just like
You better hope they're
You
This
gotta
last
see.
guy, I don't know a thing about. I'm gonna be honest. I did not
Krosky Merritt from Arizona.
care about Arizona outside of
Let's see.
what's his name?
McMillan.
Yeah,
McMillan.
McMillan. I just
Yeah.
watched his highlights. So I
Ted
just,
McMillan.
Ted McMillan. That was also surprising that the Carolina Panthers took him. But hey,
dude, they
I ain't
to
mad
be
about
fair,
it. I ain't mad about it.
look, they needed him,
I
and
know.
they're
I ain't
like-
mad about it. So I'm
That
too.
guy, I think he's more like I don't know a ton about the
Merritt.
running back you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've seen, like he's a good receiving back. I mean, he's not a huge running back, but he's got decent size.
where'd the Oregon running back go? Because I wanted him.
I have no idea.
I actually have
I don't
no
know if he
clue.
got drafted. Oh, yes, he did.
He did. I know he did because I saw his name get drafted, but I just forgot what
I
team.
don't-
Let's find
don't
out,
know.
shall we?
That's the linebacker. It's not Kansas City. It's not the.
I'm gonna guess he's like a
I hope
fourth or
it's not
fifth
Kansas
round
City.
pick.
I think
What's-
the Niners
what's his
got him,
name?
honestly.
It's Jordan James.
Oh, he went to the Niners.
Yeah,
He's a
knew
Niner.
it.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah, he
Niner.
went 5th round. So like,
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's probably like fourth or fifth round pick.
If he was still there for our 6th round pick, I would have taken him over
Because
the
he
guy we
wasn't
got.
like a highly like. I think the biggest thing with him was like his vision was not great.
He's not a tall dude. He's a very little dude. So
Just like his like ability to like see a
Fine.
gap and
Yeah.
hit a gap.
But I mean, can't be mad at that draft.
to be fair,
Can't be
if we
mad.
look at what we did with our picks in general, though,
Very true.
because think about this. Like
you traded a lot.
we got,
We did trade a
we
lot of
also
things.
got. If we technically talk about what we did with this year's picks, we have Debo Samuel, Tunzel, and Lattimore.
Very true.
So
Yeah.
Can't be mad.
I'm not. It's
Yeah.
not what we. It was like.
But also, since we're
I
now
mean, if you are mad,
since
then
we're
there's
on
something
since
wrong
we're on
with
the
you.
conversation of the Commanders, how do you feel that they're going to Washington?
I'm very
They
excited.
Oh,
are moving,
yeah.
they are
Oh,
moving
yeah.
to Washington
I saw it.
officially.
I've already started saving my money for season tickets for that first
I
season in
cannot-
DC. Have you seen the pictures?
I have seen the
RFK
pictures.
We're gonna
I
have,
have.
Site.
dude. When
Yeah.
you walk through that,
Yeah.
we gotta go to a game.
I'm
Like,
excited for you.
because, dude,
I'm excited to be back
Imagine
in
you
Washington.
walk through that stadium and you
Oh
look, and
my
you just see the
gosh,
national,
yeah.
Yeah, your team's
Yeah.
actually going to
Walk-
be
yeah.
in the city they're actually named after.
yeah. Let's
Ain't
go.
that funny?
Now it's time for the Giants and Jets.
Yeah, I don't know about that one,
That's
but
never going to happen.
No, they don't need
New
to
York
be
doesn't have the
not the
size
city,
for both.
not the city. Just it could be
also
the
No, I
state.
don't
don't-
disagree.
It could be the state too.
Very-
They
the
also
state's
just don't care about
No, they don't.
those teams. They care about
Yeah,
the
I
Bills.
don't know about that because they got Buffalo. The Buffalo.
Yeah, but that's
No,
not
I'm
the New York
saying
Bills.
they don't
Yeah,
care.
but it's in New York.
Oh yeah, but to be fair, California also has like 6
I
teams.
agree.
No, I'm just saying like that's the only team they care about in New York.
Yeah,
The Giants or the Jets?
the Bills.
The Bills.
Oh, okay.
They don't care about the Giants
To
or
be fair,
Jets.
historically speaking, it's the Giants.
Historically speaking, it is the Giants.
Like otherwise, they would have at
Yeah.
least like fixed their stadium.
But I'm excited. I'm excited
somewhat.
for you, and also that they're talking about getting there
It's-
is legitimate talks about the Redskins name coming back
Dude,
to Washington.
here's what I think is gonna happen.
So I think
Magic Johnson
They
is a
move back
very
to
smart
Washington
man.
and get
the
the Redskins name back.
Oh my goodness.
That no,
Aura's
Wow.
back.
I do have to say, I
The
feel
Aura will be back.
What a time.
I
to
have
be
bad news for us.
alive.
So, Jake. We're gonna be 30 when that happens.
Yeah, dang. That's so
What?
true.
The new stadium?
Yeah.
We
Yeah, I get it. I'm old.
I said we, but like
He said y'all.
I did say
won't be.
I did say we.
I won't be.
I wasn't-
I'll
I
still be in my late
old,
20s.
Okay,
It'll be 29.
Hey, still late
I'll
20s.
be 30 in 5 years.
That's a Friends joke. I'm trying to remember. For that.
I know.
I'm
All right.
old, bro.
But yeah, it's like
I'm excited for you.
Dude, it's gonna
That's
be
it.
waterfront on one side,
I know.
and then it's gonna have a view of the Capitol
I
building.
know, dude. It's sick.
It's
That's
Is
very
it
cool.
gonna be indoor or outdoor?
it's gonna be a dome probably.
Or that's what I mean, dome.
No, I got what you meant.
So
But
they'll be the Lions of the East with a dome.
That'd be.
yeah.
The Browns are talking about getting a dome too.
I know. Everybody's talking
Brown-
about getting a dome.
Speaking of teams that
I mean,
are moving,
it is actually the smartest stadium to build
I'm joking.
because you can either close it if it's cold.
dude, you can do more
Or
events
open
too.
it when it's
if it's
warm.
warm.
I know.
You can literally control the climate.
I got you. I got you.
Dude, you should want that after the last game you had in Cleveland.
Please don't. Please.
Yeah, it's facts.
Um,
Ouch. Okay.
After
guys.
the last time they
Okay,
were in
now we're
Cleveland,
gonna
That
roasting
wasn't a
my
bad-
team.
but
Cool.
let me
Great.
there's another team that's
Thanks.
moving.
you're welcome.
Did you hear about the Bengals?
Are they moving?
Their contract has officially been up. They no longer have. After this, I think it's after this season, their lease is up with the stadium, and they can move wherever they want. They can just drop the team anywhere they want.
So,
Yeah, another.
that's gonna be interesting to figure that out.
You got another. What's it
you-
called? Colts situation.
Got another cold situation.
You'd have to,
Baltimore,
I mean,
Indianapolis.
you'd have to figure out like a place where they have a state. I mean,
And
you
they'd
probably
have
go to like a
and they probably
college
have to
stadium.
change
You
the
could go to a
name.
lot of state. Like
You
They'll
can go
have
to
to
a college
change the name.
stadium.
go to Texas and you can have like 100
'Cause that's
stadiums
what-
to choose from.
That's what the Vikings did
True.
before they opened U.S. Bank.
All right,
They
we
were
wanna-
playing at Minnesota.
Wait,
Alright.
what's another city that had a football? They could go to St. Louis.
Ooh.
They could go back, or they could go to.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
St. Louis has that amazing stadium.
St. Louis got
What
robbed.
else? They
St.
could go
Louis
to-
Rams was the time. That was the time.
Yeah, they could also move in with another team and do like what they do in LA. They could do that. What's a big stadium that's like could do that actually? Arizona could technically, since they
They
already
could.
move out the field every day
They
anyway.
could. but it'd be
Alabama.
difficult.
Alabama doesn't have a football team, but to be fair, they love
They
their
could
college.
do it. Alabama could do it.
Yeah, they don't have a
Alabama could
football
do it.
team.
What's it?
Yeah.
Or
I was
does
gonna say, are we gonna?
does Mississippi have a
No, they
pro
do not.
team?
No, they do not.
They have the college.
They have a
team.
college team, which
know Mississippi.
is
The Mississippi
New
Bengals.
Mexico.
Mexico
Wait,
City
Mississippi have a
Bengals.
college team?
Mississippi? No. Yeah.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Or
I was gonna
what's
say
the other one?
Razorbacks, but I think that's
Arkansas.
No, Vegas already got. They just got a team. Never mind.
The Raiders.
Yeah, that's the Raiders.
I was thinking NBA
Yep.
for like, please. That's what I used to be. Like,
They're also about to get the A's.
Does Portland have a team?
a base football
I
team.
mean, technically it's
No.
Seattle.
That's Washington.
No.
I mean, like for that.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Portland doesn't.
Portland doesn't. So
The-
technically,
I mean,
we could
those
just-
people are probably Seahawk fans.
Yeah, so
They
probably
would be,
Seahawks
but I'm
fans, yeah.
just like, they could. They
North
could be the
Dakota.
They could,
North Dakota.
I'm not
ain't
not
nobody gonna be
advocating
in
for
North
Canada
Dakota.
at all, but they could be the first team to go to Canada.
Nah, frick Canada. They booed us.
Okay,
They did,
okay,
they did.
okay.
And I agree with him.
Let's not.
They booed our anthem. Frick
Okay,
them.
okay.
Hey, don't
but
worry.
that-
Hey, calm down. That could be the 51st state.
Hold on, guys, chill out. We're not
The
trying to
Gulf
get.
of America.
We're not
The
trying to
Gulf
get
of
political
America.
on this podcast, okay? Jeez.
It's not
Hey,
political.
Anything is possible.
It could be.
Well, who
It's
knows?
not
To some
political.
people, to
We're
some
just
people,
saying
it
it's
could be.
like possible.
I'm just saying, don't disrespect our anthem.
I don't disagree.
That's not politics.
That's all
That's
I'm saying.
America.
You want to take? You want to take an ad break?
That's
I think we
patriot.
should take an
That's
ad break.
patriotic pride.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I know you love America. We love America.
This episode is sponsored by W Energy. Energize without the crash. Get clean, jitter-free energy with W Energy. No sugar, no calories, no artificial dyes. Use code THE all caps for a special deal of 10% off. Power up with W Energy today. Also, shout out to Whole Strength. Wear your faith with purpose. At Whole Strength, we're more than just clothing. We're on a mission to spread the gospel through what we wear. Through faith-driven designs, building a community with believers, and representing our belief in Jesus with pride. Use code 1010 all caps for an exclusive discount. Join the movement and wear your strength in Christ with Whole Strength. And now, on to the video. All right, now we're going to get into our way too early picks for Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Way too early.
Very, very, very
They haven't even been in
early.
training camp yet.
I think I know my Defensive Rookie of the Year. All right, I got
Are you
mine.
gonna say it?
Go
I got
ahead.
mine. I got both. I was
Say
thinking
yours.
about the offensive
You go
one
first,
quick.
since you have yours ready to go.
My Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think it's going to be Abdul Carter.
Okay. Explain.
I think he's going to lead all rookies in sacks. I think he's going to be up there in pressures,
Okay.
tackles for loss, especially for rookies, not necessarily the league, but
Yeah, league is a lot of good players in the league.
and then Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to pick, I don't want to be basic.
He's gonna say Travis. No, I'm joking.
No, I'm going to say
I have both of mine.
I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna say Matthew Golden.
Ooh, Green Bay guy.
I
Yeah.
think
So now
he
y'all can't
breaks.
stop clowning us about our conversation about wide receivers in Green Bay.
Even they agreed they needed one.
Yep.
Yeah,
Y'all
see?
know you need one. So now you got one. So
And all the
you're welcome.
reactions that they got from getting a first round receiver.
You're welcome.
There's a definite difference when you go get a first round
Okay.
receiver,
Do you want to go, Michael, and then I can go?
which is what they needed.
I have my joke one, and then I have my real one.
Okay. Do you want me to go then, or you want to go?
I was just gonna say my joke one was just Travis for both.
I mean,
It's a possibility,
It's not a
but-
joke.
No, it's not a
Because
joke as in that he could be nominated, but I don't think he's gonna win both.
I don't think he would win defensive. I think he'll play more offense than defense.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay. Then
Even
I
though he's
could-
listed
yeah.
as a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do both. Who knows?
He's
But go
good.
ahead. What's
My-
your real one?
James Pierce Jr. is my defensive because I feel like here's the reason why I'm saying
I like
him,
it. I like
him
it.
over Abdul Carter is that the Giants have so many other defensive linemen that it's
Yeah.
gonna be hard for him to get as many stats as it is gonna be for James Pierce Jr.
Okay.
And
I love how we're all going completely different because mine are completely different off of y'all's. Go. Great.
offensive player of the year, I feel like.
However
it's
you're
hard.
feeling, just hit me with it.
I feel like just because of the targets he's gonna get,
Okay.
it's between.
Not between. You got to pick one this time. Pick
Yeah,
one.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be McMillan.
Okay. I don't hate that.
I was gonna say Genty, but I don't want to be
I don't hate that at all.
basic.
Genty's not that basic.
Genty's not basic
When
at all.
there's
No, like
I think a
like,
quarterback
that's
is basic.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be the favorite.
No, a
Like,
quarterback's going to be the favorite because it's always like they love giving awards to quarterbacks.
I mean, probably Cam Ward.
That's
And
that,
okay,
Yeah, none of
Genty's
us-
gonna be second probably.
yeah, like just like he was. In the high
So
Okay.
school. He'll finish second for another major award, and then
I wanted to
Saints
say
suck.
Mike Green for defensive rookie of the year, but I wanted to pick someone that's
Okay.
not on my team because you guys would have made
I
fun
have
of
mine
me.
then whenever you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. So my defensive rookie of the year will be Mason Graham. I think him
I
being
like it.
alongside with Myles Garrett, I think they're going to focus too much on Myles Garrett, and I think Mason Graham will really shine in that Cleveland defense.
I like that. I
As
like
a rookie, I think he's definitely going to make an impact. I know we didn't get to talk about like the top 5 picks in general, but like I feel like Mason Graham has, in my opinion, one of the better opportunities to like really make himself like really put himself out there as like one of the best defensive players,
Maybe
like
especially
of the
being
future.
a defensive tackle
Yeah,
as good as he
because the only
is.
defensive tackle we really talk about is Dexter, and maybe Vita Vea depending on the day. But like,
I mean, there's a. I'm just saying, like, based off of like what you like. I think their edges are gonna be.
yeah, the edges
like,
have more shine than the
Yeah,
than the
and I
tackles.
think he's just so good
Mhm.
that like I don't think like
Y'all- if
many
y'all gotta
guards
watch
are
his-
gonna and centers are gonna be
I
able
went
to
back
block
and
him.
watched. I went back and watched his Michigan tape, bro.
Bro, he's a problem.
Graham is a dog. That brother.
I'm not looking forward to going up against.
he's a Cleveland Brown because he should be in the dog pound absolutely. So I think he'll be defensive rookie of the year for sure. And then offensive rookie of the year, I am gonna go with who did I say? I forgot the name. Name came. Oh, Mbuka.
Mika.
I think they're gonna give him a lot of. I'm gonna say they're gonna give him a lot of reps out there, and I think he will definitely make. I'm not gonna say he's the best rookie wide receiver in this draft class. I won't. I don't know. We'll see, have to see. But I think he definitely can make a lot of impact as a
Excuse
rookie
me.
wide receiver.
So I feel like you and me went the same way with I was with McMillan and you were because I'm like the only reason why I said my guy over him is because he's in Carolina without another two.
He has more opportunity to shine. Absolutely.
He will get
Yeah.
so many
Yeah, I agree.
targets.
I
It's gonna be it.
But I'm saying
Just give me, like, Malik Neighbors
when
last
Ed
year.
Buka gets his chance to shine, I feel like he will do.
Without
he will do
Daniels
exceedingly
taken
more.
from him.
I think when if he does get his chance to sign and he gets like as the season goes on he gets more reps, I feel like Baker's gonna want to hit him more and then he's gonna like just do a lot after the catch. I feel like his Jack Garrett's gonna be insane. I think in my opinion.
that could happen, but it's really hard for me to see him wanting to move away from this season.
I don't disagree.
Mike Evans and
I don't disagree.
Godwin.
Well,
I don't
also,
disagree.
knock on wood, I don't wish this on them after last year. But, like, we don't know, like, injuries are going to happen.
Injuries are part of the game.
And we don't know, like, who's going to get injured. So, like, he might get the opportunity. I hope Mike Evans and Chris Godwin stay completely healthy
me
because
too,
I
me
love
too.
them.
Absolutely.
But we don't know.
And then if I had to pick somebody that was like my honorable.
What's your honorable mentions
Jahad
for this?
Jahad Campbell with Eagles defense might be a stud. I'm
Oh, yeah.
putting it.
And he's gonna
Campbell's-
start.
Ooh,
He's gonna start because N'Kobe Dean, he
I don't know
can
why
actually
we didn't
take
say
his time
Jahad.
coming back.
Mason Graham's gonna start, but like Jahad Campbell's like, ooh, I feel like he's gonna do so good in Philly.
My honorable mention, or did you do an offense one?
No, I just did one honorable mention. I don't want to go too crazy
Okay,
with it.
my honorable mention is going to be.
Oh wait, no, I did have one. I did have one. Can I say it?
Yeah, you can go.
Junkins. If he gets starting reps in
Alright.
frickin' Cleveland, he
My honorable mention for defensive rookie of the year is Mason Graham.
okay. I'm not
My
mad at that.
offensive one is. I'm gonna say Genty.
Cause you just want to.
Yeah,
you want to make sure his name is said.
I know he's gonna be that good. So like, I gotta at least be. He's gotta be at
He's
least
gotta be
honorable
said. He's gotta
mention.
be said.
My
Yeah.
honorable mention is going to be Travis Hunter for offense.
Okay.
I mean,
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
Can't be mad at that.
and
he's
defense.
gonna be the top option.
Yeah. And defense.
I'm trying to find him.
BT Chase the dog too.
No, not top option, but
Okay,
like
I'm about to say-
he's gonna get plenty of targets.
Yeah. But we just can't forget BGJ. BGJ was a dog.
Don't be mad at me. I didn't mean to do that.
Yo, you're good. You're good. I just want to remember
Not
Brian
you,
Thomas Jr.
everyone
We
else.
show love to Brian Thomas Jr. He was a stud last year, and he's gonna do even better.
I think
this
he
year.
was so underrated in the draft last year.
More people should have looked at him.
I think he could have been a
Was
top.
is he an LSU wide receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Michael.
What are you doing? Offense now? Or
No, his offense was Travis. Yeah. There's a lot of good pieces out there.
Yeah, I'm looking.
There's a lot of options.
A lot of options. You met him. None of us are saying Kim Ward, which might be a problem.
Yeah, because I'm trying to stay
But
away
we'll
from
see.
quarterbacks.
We'll see.
I already said that like the obvious
I wanna
pick
be-
is a quarterback.
Yeah,
I don't want to be like
we could
predictable.
say quarterback all the live long day.
I don't want to
So-
say like the predictable. I want to be like
We
have
want
a
to be
fun
different.
answer.
This podcast is about us being different. We're trying to be different.
I want to have a
here.
fun answer that's actually
Yeah.
possible, which I think
Yeah.
Matthew Golden is possible.
Shamar Stewart.
that's a
Bengals.
good- yeah.
Yeah.
Bengals?
That's who's
Yeah,
on the
he's
Bengals.
Yeah.
First round pick.
Shamar.
Yeah. Stewart.
Stewart.
All right.
I think he'll be a stud, and he's an
Yeah.
honorable mention.
Hopefully he can like.
I know I mentioned Jenkins, so now we have to kind of talk about it. How do we feel about Shador Sanders being a 5th rounder to the Browns?
I like it because I've heard, especially from what I've seen from sources, what they're planning on doing with the future of the Browns. And if they do it, they're smart. They're showing some signs of brain cells in that organization. I'm not gonna say
Which
smart.
they never do.
No.
What is it?
No,
Is it keep like Gabriel and Shador,
Yeah, keep him, and they're gonna cut.
Flacco?
Pickett.
No, they're gonna cut Watson.
Watson. Yeah,
Oh.
that makes sense.
Because here's how I look at it.
I think they'll probably cut
if
him
you
and
look at
Flacco.
if you look at the contract they're about to burn, they're also gonna if you keep Flacco, get rid of Pickett and him, you're gonna have to burn. They're gonna take their contracts. It's gonna suck, but they're also got 2 rookie quarterbacks that they're paying less than nothing. So it's like
they got a lot of young
and
guys.
they both have more upside than any of the other guys that are vets.
Also, you don't have to like cut Flacco. He's
The
only
dro-
on a 1-year
Yeah.
deal.
I didn't say cut Flacco. I said you're like
That's what I said. I meant like
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
on a
No, I
1-year
hear you.
deal.
I
So
because I'm sorry. I'd rather deal with the Shador drama than the
Than Watson drama.
Watson or
But
just,
Shador doesn't even have much drama.
but that was an issue.
Yeah,
Like,
but it
there's-
was. I know, but it wasn't really much drama.
Not really
I
drama,
mean,
but like
he.
it's his his family,
Yeah,
his fame, his
it's-
media
And
presence.
I think,
The attention,
and
I should
and I
say.
understand.
Yeah.
I understand what the league was trying to do. We're not trying to give these, like, how did someone said it on
Divas.
Yeah, like we are not trying to go like really
Prima
high
donnas.
on giving like because if I know I don't understand drafts and the money, the contracts and things like that. So please, if one of you two knows, please correct me. But I know that the first rounders, their rookie contract is a lot larger than the other rounds rookie contracts. I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the money would be, but I
can
know
tell you
it's
what his
higher
contract
than
is
whatever.
right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Shador's contract would be 4 years, and he would make around $4 million.
Okay.
He would make more money if he went back to Colorado.
Yeah, he would have made more money with NIL deals than in the NFL, which goes to show how much NIL really has changed the landscape of college football. But anyway, I don't hate it. I just really am surprised it took until day 3 for him to be taken
I
off
didn't
the
think he
board,
was gonna
and especially
fall to
for
5th. That's
for
crazy.
how much everybody was talking about him and Cam fighting for the number 1 overall pick. I think it's just surprising to
crazy
see that
slide.
he slid from that to the 5th. So, but I mean, a lot of great quarterbacks have been picked later in the draft and they became studs. So I don't.
Brock
who
Purdy
knows?
was the last pick in the draft.
Purdy was the last pick in the draft.
And everyone
Tom Brady
probably
was a
say
very late draft pick, and
he was
a stud.
199.
So I think
Sixth rounder.
there's definitely he has a new perspective that not a lot of rookie quarterbacks have. That
I think
he's
this
like
should definitely humble. I think this should definitely humble him.
I definitely think it humbled him. I definitely think he's like, okay, now I have to work on my craft because if they picked Cam, Jackson Dart, I'm not gonna go in order, so please forgive me. Tyler Shugg, I want to say Milrow next, and then
I think
Gabriel?
It was
Dylan Gabriel was to the
Dylan-
Browns, and then they
Dylan
drafted.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Then No, then you guys
You-
Yeah,
after
he was
him.
after. He was after. So all those
Oh,
guys.
Ewers was a 7th rounder.
Yeah, so all those guys were picked up
Yeah,
before
which is
Shador,
crazy.
and now Shador's like, okay,
Did the Dolphins have that as their backup in case?
who?
Quinn
Ewers.
Ewers.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
No,
I
no,
think
I love that.
Wait, Kansas
Oh,
City?
oh.
No,
No, the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
Tua hits his
yeah.
head again, that's awesome. You actually have a quarterback that I thought everyone thought was going to be like.
You have
It's,
potential.
it's better than Huntley and Skylar
Oh,
Thompson.
yeah.
So.
I'm sorry. I don't. Skylar
and
Thompson.
you saying that knowing that Tyler Huntley was on your team. But yeah.
Skylar Thompson is.
Oh,
I
we're
think-
dropping him.
I
Ain't no
think
way
he's
he's staying
on
on our
the-
team. He's getting dropped.
Oh, he's on the
He's
Steelers?
getting dropped.
Yeah.
He's getting dropped. No, he's not gonna be on our team much
Bro,
longer.
he's
I'm sorry.
so bad.
I'm sorry.
I
But
would hope not.
yeah, but back to what I was saying. All those guys were picked before him, and so in my mind, I'm Shador. It's a humbling experience because now, like, you weren't the high draft pick, you weren't at the draft room, you were literally in Texas with your family. So I would just be like, now I really have to lock in and make sure that, like, everybody who didn't pick me, you'll be sorry for not doing so. So and it sucks that he's in the AFC North because, like, if he does get to be good and then we have to see him 2 or 3 times a year, it just won't be fun for me, like, this, like, if, like, because the way that Shador Sanders, like, in my mind, like, the potential that he has, like, being the potential franchise guy for Cleveland, it's just like you'll have, like, Lamar, who's already one of the best quarterbacks in the league, Joe Burrow, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Don't talk about the Steelers because we have no idea who the frick our guy is, so I don't know about that.
Will Howard.
Will Howard. Let's just say Will Howard, and then Shador Sanders. And it's like those are the guys that are like the staple of the AFC North. I feel
That would be pretty.
a pretty stacked
That would be
quarterback
pretty. That would be pretty good
division.
quarterback division.
So I think
if they pan out the way I think
if
they
it
will.
pans out the way that we think it is, but I feel bad for him, even though it's like a humbling experience. But I do feel bad for like having to see him to slip farther and farther down into like the 5th round.
Not to
But at
mention-
the end of the day, that's just how the NFL. It's a business at the end of the day. So
You
that's
don't
just
forget
kind of
one more
how
thing
it rolls.
happens?
Huh?
One more thing happened, that prank call.
The prank call. Yeah, the prank call that happened.
Yeah,
Was
that
that
was dumb.
Was that the second day or the first day?
I think
he also
I think it was
the
second
same
day,
guy.
yeah.
Also, he prank called
Isaiah Bond.
Warren
Yeah. It was Warren and Isaiah Bond, I think.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
because
but
he
it's
said
worse for him, I think, because he didn't get drafted. At
Isaiah
all.
Bond didn't get drafted. yeah.
he. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
But
think-
also that's allegation, so who knows how that's gonna go with
But
him.
like, it's like imagine if you got called.
Oh
Still
yeah,
getting
no, I
drafted.
agree. I agree.
Because I think it was like he called Warren when the Jets, like he thought he was gonna get drafted by the Jets.
yeah.
Which that'd been nasty.
But
Fields and him.
I think it's kind of. I think it makes sense in this way. I think that the way he handled himself throughout the whole draft process was kind of self-inflicted, and I think it was the biggest reason why he fell this far, because teams don't want to deal with
Drama.
they don't want to deal with drama. They don't want to deal with the, I guess, like the sense of entitlement, kind of, with like being a Sanders, and Dion being your dad, and like, cause like I saw the biggest, like when he went for the Giants interview, they gave him like an install package, was like a bunch of plays that they run, and he was supposed to look at it before their meeting.
And he never did.
And like he came in and Dable was going through stuff, and they said like they knew like immediately that he didn't look at it because he didn't know any of the plays, he didn't know any of like their lingo or anything. So like that type of thing is like one that's gonna, the Giants were not gonna pick you after that,
No.
because that just proves that you are, that just gives them the sense of like you're not as committed as they want you to be.
And
Yeah.
if
If you're gonna be a third overall pick,
yeah.
you're gonna have to.
You have to be really
show
good in
that.
college to be able to get away with not paying attention
True.
to film.
True. And
'Cause,
then
like-
like the Titans were already kind of like they probably had talks with Shador Sanders, but then they talked to Cam Ward, and Cam Ward, as humble as he was, they were just like, oh yeah, that's our guy.
And
They knew.
The thing is
They
with
knew.
Cam Ward, he might seem like he's like super cocky and like arrogant.
To be fair, it's really easy to look not
I
not
just think
arrogant
he's
when you're next to.
Yeah,
I
but
just
I think
think
Cam
he's-
Ward had it all together.
I just think he's
No.
confident, and that dude is all about football.
No,
Like
I'm
that's
agreeing.
all he
No
cares
girlfriend.
about is football. And Shador, I feel like Shador more or less cares more about his image and his media presence.
Mm-hmm.
At least
see a
from
video of him trying to get Cam to do a song with him.
At least from like leading up to the draft, that's what it seemed like.
Mm-hmm.
I think this definitely humbled him. I think he should take this and just go to work and just try, like, just be the best possible quarterback you can be.
Win the quarterback room. Just do it. Just full Sunday.
Just put your head down, learn,
just work,
develop, and who knows? Because Joe Flacco ain't gonna be on the team.
Pickett ain't
after this year,
Pickett
maybe.
Ain't the quarterback spot.
Pickett's not good enough to win a starting job.
I think he's gonna have a hard time with Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel's very good. I think if Shador does exactly what he's supposed to do, I think Shador would be the starter of the Cleveland Browns. I think he's the best. Huh?
This upcoming season?
No, not. I don't think this year.
So Joe Flacco's the starter, but he's the 2.
Yeah, I mean,
depending on if he wins the quarterback battle against Dylan Gabriel.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, I could be wrong. Like, Dylan Gabriel could win the job.
Yeah, who knows?
Like, but I think, in my opinion, I think Shador is the best pure passer in the draft. When it comes to, like, being able to...
Yeah, there's stuff he was doing in Colorado
like
that
his layered throws, his accuracy.
I did see someone talk about how, like...
He has good enough arm strength.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was throwing Travis the ball. Like...
But
he got the ball. Like someone had to get Travis Hunter the ball.
Like, I just think if you look at his tape, he's the best overall pure passer in the draft. Cam is more. He was the number 1 pick, and I think he'll be better just because he's more creative and more athletic and more poised than Shador, a little bit.
He's NFL ready for sure. He's NFL ready.
Like, Cam's just different.
Yeah,
Cam's just a different guy.
Dude. But I think, I don't disagree with anything you said. I think, I got nothing else. Yeah. All right. Now we
draft.
We gotta give our grades.
Grade drafts.
Now we gotta give our grades.
What did I just say?
Oh.
Oh, my Yoda?
Yeah. Draft grades.
Not just as
saying stuff backwards.
Grades draft.
Grades drafts for everyone. All right. We're gonna keep going. Because that was not good. Anyway, we're going to go through each of our teams and give our teams a draft grade for how we think they did. So does anyone want to go first and give out their draft grade?
I'll give mine.
All right, go.
I'll say mine's a B.
A B?
I think we did enough defensively that I think our defense has gotten a lot stronger from the front 7. Can't say much about the corners because I don't think we got. I don't remember. I don't think we did. No.
I don't think you did.
No, I don't think we did. Which is fine.
If you did, it was like
we have Darius Slay and
Porter
and JPJ, so I'm not too
mad
about
got Darius Slay
and Beanie Bishop.
So I feel pretty confident about our cornerback room going into it. I just really, the one reason why I can't make it higher than a B, I think just getting a wide receiver might have been beneficial, just because, after DK Metcalf and George Pickens, it's Calvin Austin, who's not bad. He's good. He's a good flashy fast runner guy that can get down the field fast. But I think we just getting one more receiver would have just helped our depth more. Yeah. But there's a lot of free agent wide receivers left that we could potentially get if we play our cards right. So I'll give us a B. I think we did enough to get us through to next season.
You got your grade?
Yeah. Right. I was gonna do a B+.
Okay.
We didn't have a lot of picks, but what we did, we had pieces we needed and we took care of it.
Yeah, very true.
I don't think there was really one position we needed and didn't take care of.
It's very easy.
And you use the other picks
for your team, it's very easy for y'all to draft this year, knowing that you guys have your franchise guy at QB. Getting a franchise guy at QB makes such a difference for drafting because you don't really have to pieces. We can just get as many pieces as we need defensively or even offensively to make us better. But you didn't really need offensive pieces either because you have such a good offense already that it was just kind of
yeah, at that point
it was icing on the cake.
You're just trying
every
to
year
build.
After this, it's going to be
it's icing on
pieces
the cake.
weapons.
Yeah, you're just trying to improve the team as much as you can.
Yeah.
Like, not worried about,
which is kind of why,
we need this
which is kind of
quarterback.
why I feel bad, because I wish we were at that point. But I feel good for you, because being at that point now, it's like it's icing
You'll
on
get
the
there.
cake.
I feel like- I think
Oh yeah, I have
I
faith
think
for
you
sure.
could be there
I have
with
faith
Will Howard.
I have faith with our guys.
Hey, you could. You could
but-
be.
Yeah, we could be. But
The Niners didn't think they were going to be there with.
I think getting
Yeah, Purdy.
I think getting
Or Garoppolo.
Yeah, I think getting Daniels last year really has helped. Now that you know what you guys got, what capital you got from that, like it really is just gonna add more. Like you're really just adding more pieces to your offense as you go on, and defensively as well.
You know what's still funny? I think about a lot with that pick. So the year before that, we offered Seattle that pick, this year's first round pick, and I think it's a second pick for Wilson.
Yeah, you did do
So
that.
we
Oh,
did.
yeah.
You did do that.
We offered.
Yeah,
and
you were
apparently they
one
turned.
for-
So they turned down.
Jaden
Daniels.
Daniels, Josh Connerly, and somebody else.
Who knows if it's that pick was
Yeah,
worse?
who knows if it's Josh Connerly? Who knows if it could have
We
been a
could,
different pick?
if honestly, it could be a lot better for the
Probably.
Wilson. This was this was a while ago too.
Yeah,
This was when they
that
was going to before he went to
yeah,
Denver.
before he went to Denver. Yeah,
Yeah, that
So
was his
yeah.
trade out of Seattle.
That's
yeah.
So
Go
that
ahead,
was
bud.
like 22.
yeah.
Go
All
ahead,
right,
Jake. Give us your grade.
I'm gonna go.
Or should I get my Bible?
I'm gonna say between. Yeah, I'm gonna say an A, B plus. I'm gonna say a B plus.
You were gonna say A minus.
I was gonna say A, like just A.
Yeah.
I'll go B plus.
Okay.
I think they
respect
got
that.
everything they needed. I think they improved their defense. I think they improved the secondary, which they needed. I think they improved the pass rush, which they very needed. I think they got great offensive line depth and competition. I think they got good defensive line help. I think they could have definitely gone. The reason I don't do an A, I think they could have gotten a corner earlier and maybe a wide receiver earlier. But like I said earlier, but besides that, I think they crushed his draft.
Can I ask-
think they got I think they got some of the best players in the draft when really I definitely didn't think that they were going to be able to get them.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
How do you feel about your offense as of right now, going post draft, going into the latter half of the offseason? How do you feel about it currently? And not even like, let's not count O line, because O line we'll see how that goes. But your wide receiver core as of right now, how do you feel about it?
I think it's underrated
Okay.
for the fact that
remind me, it's Zay Flowers,
Zay,
Rashad Bateman, and
D-Hop.
D-Hop.
you
Those are
got,
your three. And then there's other people in the depth.
you got what's his name? Why am I blanking on him? Wallace
Yep. Yeah, Wallace.
and I guess Wester you could put in there
Yeah,
now.
you could put Western in there now. Yeah.
But I think it's I think it's underrated. I love our receiving room. I think we have good depth now.
Yeah, you unaffectionately love his wide receiver room.
I do.
Yes, you do.
I think it's very underrated. I understand
I think-
why. Like
yeah,
none of them are like the superstars, but like for where they are, I think they are some of the best wide receivers. Like Bateman and Zay, I think are some of the best receivers in football. I just think that because of the offense they're in, they're not gonna get they're not gonna get 1,500
I
yards.
think for the Ravens offense, I think they're good. They're good plug and play guys for sure. I think, like I said, for him, you're having Lamar Jackson as a franchise guy makes it a lot easier for you to get pieces for your defense, like to strengthen that, because most people, if we were talking from this past season, your biggest issue was your defense. The beginning half of the season wasn't that good, but
Through
as of
week 10, it was
through
like
week 10,
the worst.
1 through week 10, it was not that good. And
The
then after
secondary
week
was the
10, they
worst.
picked up another level that they didn't have, and took you guys all the way to the AFC divisional round. Yes. So I think getting all the pieces that you guys did was important for the defense.
and the tight ends. I forgot about the tight ends.
Yes, and the tight ends too.
I think they have one of the best tight end rooms in football. Don't do that.
The Bears.
Don't do that.
I like the Bears better.
Tyler Warren and Cole Kmet.
What?
Tyler Warren and Cole Kmet against Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely?
Tyler Warren.
Colson
Not Tyler
Loveland.
Warren. Colson Loveland and Cole Kmet versus
Bro, are you
Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely are
kidding
better.
me?
This is
It's a
2020.
conversation?
This is 2025.
Yes.
Yes, Mark Andrews. I
Mark
agree.
Andrews.
I agree.
What are we
I agree.
talking about?
I agree.
I'm talking about
I agree.
the tight end
Cole
who's
Kmet.
been-
I agree.
You're saying Cole Kmet is? Do you think he's better than
so wait,
either one of the
who's-
Ravens tight ends?
Who's tight end one in Chicago?
I don't know if they.
Who's tight end one in Chicago right now? Right now, if you had to guess.
Probably. Right, it's obviously going to be Cole Kmet right out of the gates. Out of the gates, it's going to be Cole Kmet because
And
he's been there.
And who's tight end one in Baltimore? Right now.
Who is it, or who do I think it should
Who do you
be?
think it's going to be? Week 1.
Mark Andrews.
Okay. So Cole Kmet versus Mark Andrews, pound for pound, who's better?
I was just gonna ask him a simple question. Do you think either one of the Bears tight ends are better than
Mark Andrews?
yeah.
I think Loveland.
Forget about the
Will
freaking
be.
drop.
Loveland,
Also.
based on nobody even said anything about the drop.
Did not.
No one said a word about
I
the
know
drop.
that's going into this.
But
It's really
he can
not.
deny it.
It's really
I'm
not.
not. But like,
okay.
It's really not.
Okay.
I've watched Loveland
That's
play and I'm
not true.
He's so good.
Cole Kmet.
I said Loveland.
Loveland.
I said Loveland twice.
He did say Loveland twice.
Okay,
He did.
Loveland
He did.
is a rookie is better than Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews.
I mean, Brock Bowers was better than them both.
because
That's a rookie who was better than them
Michael,
both.
because
not-
they have no one else.
I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of spitting. He's kind of spitting.
How? The
He's
Raiders have
devastating.
no one else, so they're gonna throw it to Brock Bowers
And when
like
they threw
80 times.
and when they threw it to Brock Bowers, he produced.
yes, so did Likely, and so did Andrew.
I'm not
Andrews
saying
led.
Likely didn't. We saw him
Andrews
week 1.
led all tight
Likely
ends
week
in
1.
touchdowns last
Likely
year.
week 1 tore up the Kansas City Chiefs, and was just a foot away from winning that game. That's all that was.
No. Mattel.
A tell. You're right. I'm sorry.
See that's not right because obviously someone that is basically the only weapon a team has, they're going to have more
I
yards.
think Michael.
When the Ravens have Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and all their other weapons.
Here's what I'll say. I'm not
doesn't
gonna. I'm not.
make
No, here's the
sense.
thing. I'm not gonna agree with him because we can't say Loveland's better than Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely yet until we see him.
Okay,
produce.
so question. So
I will say that
if a
much.
tight end, if one tight end's had an off season, but the other one produced well, but have a history
both
of doing
produced.
really well, would you say that's a better tight end group? Like you said, I'm
Say that
asking-
again for me one more time. Say that
so
again for me
if-
one more time.
So one tight end had an off season, but the backup had a really good season.
Okay.
But the first tight end has had a history of having great seasons. Would you say that's the best tight end group? The better tight end
A
group?
history of having good tight
Yes.
ends.
And just had one off season.
Well, you're gonna go with the guy who had a better history before the guy who had a better past season, per se.
No. They're both the same. They're a group.
He's saying Mark
Mark
Andrews
had an off
last
season.
year.
Mark Andrews had an off season last year. I'm not knocking. This is me.
He's not knocking him.
He
He's
had
not
he had an
knocking
off season.
Besides the touchdowns, but
He had like overall.
Just hear him out. Just hear him out.
Just
Hear
like-
him out. Hear
I'm
him out.
listening.
Not. I'm talking comparatively to his past. He's had a lot better years.
Okay.
Would
Yeah.
you agree? Yes. And then I'd say Likely who had a great season off the behind him.
Uh-huh.
So you would say that's a great
That's
way-
better,
That's
yeah.
a great group. Then can
Yeah.
I ask you a question? Then why is the Kansas City Chiefs tight end group not given that same?
For Travis Kelce and Noah Gray.
Yes.
Because Isaiah Likely is way better than Noah Gray.
But I'm saying he filled in the position of the backup tight end amazingly for while they were having struggles with their starting. That's
Okay.
what I'm asking. I'm asking the question. I'm not like.
What are you asking me? That do I think that
Why don't they get given that same
Why doesn't Travis Kelce and Noah Gray get the same
benefit of the doubt? And stuff?
benefit of the doubt as Mark Andrews and
Not
Isaiah
benefit of the
Likely?
doubt. I used the wrong word. So calm your tits.
Travis Kelce doesn't get a benefit of the doubt?
No, you do you know how much stuff someone
we.
has said in this group about how much he sucked last year?
Yeah, because he
Kelsey?
did.
He
But
did.
you don't think people give him benefit of the
I
doubt?
also did too.
No, you didn't.
You don't think people give him benefit of the doubt?
I clearly said you, not people.
Yeah.
I give him benefit of the doubt. I think he's still a great tight end. He just
asking
sucked
the question
last
based
year.
off
I'm
of
going to
what I've
say
seen.
that he sucked. I'm going
Okay.
to stick to it.
And I said the same thing about.
I think okay.
But
Here's
you can't say the Bears tight end room is better than the Ravens. When one is a rookie and two is wouldn't be one on many other teams.
I think I'm not gonna say it's Michael's opinion. If he thinks that, I'm not gonna say he's wrong, but I do think that there are certain moments that I saw Cole Kmet play last year where I was like, he's not the guy, but when he's on, he's on. But also, I will say Isaiah Likely.
I'm not saying he's bad,
Isaiah
though.
Likely. I will just get to speak on Isaiah Likely. Mark Andrews, we know what Mark Andrews has done. Isaiah Likely, for what he did this past season, was incredible at the tight end position for the Ravens. I'll say that no matter what. So if we want to go for, again, that perspective, I will say that Kmet's good. Loveland, we have to see what he does if he does see the field, which he will because he'll probably be the tight end too. But we'll have to see what he does before I can make a decision on whether he's better than Likely or Mark Andrews. But it's not I will say this to Michael, it's not as crazy of a take as you're making it to be. It's not that crazy.
How?
It's not that crazy because he's thinking based on this past season. Just
Cole
strictly.
Kmet didn't have a great
That's
year.
what I'm saying. Michael is going based off this past season. That's his opinion. I'm not going to say it's right, but I will say it is opinion.
I'm not saying I respect his opinion.
Yes.
It just frustrates me that you can say a rookie and a guy that isn't exactly a stud tight end. Like
So what would you say Cole Kmet is?
he's an above average tight end.
So like top 15?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then where would you put Isaiah Likely in the conversation? Is he higher than him in
Yes.
that conversation?
Yes.
Where would he be? Like 14, 13? Or are we talking like 11, 10?
I'd say like 9, 10.
Okay.
Name me tight ends and I'll
You want me to go through the tight ends?
Who honestly who
I
would you
can.
put? How many tight ends would you put over Isaiah Likely?
Travis,
you can go number one.
Travis, George Kittle, Trey McBride, Sam Laporta, TJ Hawkinson's a conversation, but I don't know. I want to say Pat Freiermuth so bad, but you're probably not going to let me say that.
No.
I'm
not.
There it is. Dallas Goedert. I could say Dallas Goedert.
He did not have a great year last year for
He's injured. He's injured for most
best
of it.
ability is availability.
Okay. So you want me to
Am
put
I wrong?
You want me to put Calcaterra there then?
Calcaterra.
Yeah, he's a tight end too for Philly.
Why the heck would you put Calcaterra?
I'm not saying I would, but then if I can't say Dallas Goedert, then I gotta say Calcaterra because he took most
I
of the
do have a
reps.
list
Then
of the top tight end duos.
You can put Goddard, I guess.
Okay, I'll move on.
Can I tell you what? I did find a source.
How pissed would he be if I said Kyle Pitts?
Extremely.
Yeah, and that's very.
I know.
That's only that is
You're gonna turn me into you on draft night.
It sounded dumb coming out of my mouth.
Can I take this? I found this
go
as the
ahead,
top.
go ahead.
Like this is not in order. I'm gonna let you know, Jake, before you know.
Just
Before he goes.
I had to. Can you let me get the warning?
I hear you.
Before he
I'm
goes cuckoo
listening.
for Cocoa Puffs.
So it was Kelsey and Gray were on the list.
One?
I'm
they
not.
one?
I just said 9.
Oh,
order.
they're not on order.
This is
Okay,
not in
cool.
order.
What is this? What is this list?
Tight end duos.
Okay.
It's just a list of them.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is 5.
Okay.
The top 5, not in order.
Okay, cool.
Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft. It's up there. I didn't say it was.
No, I'm just
reading.
keep going. I'm not saying you're saying this.
Okay, go ahead.
Dalton Kennett and Dawson Knox.
Okay.
Don't worry, you're next. Don't worry.
I'm listening. Just keep going.
It is Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely.
Okay.
You were on the list, and then it was Brock.
Bro, I'm just
Brock Bowers
listening.
and Michael Mayer.
So
Take Brock Bowers.
George Kittle just
Well,
who's the other tight end in
it's duo.
in
It's
San
not just.
Francisco? Yeah.
It's just not.
I just like how every time he said a tight end duo, he's like It's okay.
down,
It's
calm
okay.
down, calm
Your
down.
guy's
If you're
next.
sitting in my chair, you did not have any. You had the worst body language ever for your
Here,
reaction.
Because I can react to a list.
I'm just
and
saying-
not
and I'm
come
saying-
after.
and I
It's
can say
not
calm
after
down.
you.
Yeah, but it's not you. It's
I
not
know,
Yeah.
fine, just let me get through the list. Is all I was trying to say.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
Then react.
Yeah.
I was just reacting
think-
to his names. I was gonna let you
We're
keep
gonna have
going.
to do a tight end ranking eventually. We're gonna have to. At least before the season starts. Cause I feel like we have to answer the question. We gotta answer.
But
the
like,
the best
question.
tight ends.
Can you name? You had 5. Can you name me any other
I
ones?
said okay. So
All
can
right.
I can I restart
Jesse,
my list
Name the top 5 tight ends right now in the NFL.
right now?
Right now,
That's not. But
That's
that's, not.
tough. That's tough.
off the top of your head.
Am I
Like,
excluding
we're not-
rookies? Exclude rookies out of this?
Sure.
Exclude them? Okay, cool.
No
So
rookies.
we're not gonna talk rookies. Okay. One will probably be George Kittle. I think George Kittle was the best tight end last year in football. You can deny it all you want. He
I had him on
was.
my fantasy team. He was amazing.
I'm not denying it.
Number 2, I'd probably say Travis Kelce.
Would you like some help with some names?
No, I have the 5 in my head. I just want to. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put them. 3.
If you don't have one,
Just
it's
name them. You don't have
Three-
to put them in order.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's just start with out of order.
Okay,
and then you can.
without out of order, it would be Trey McBride, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Brock Bowers, Sam Laporta.
Okay, good. You had him. Okay, I was a little nervous if you were going to include him.
Who?
Laporta.
Oh, yes. Say what you want about Laporta. Laporta, he's
No,
a
no.
dog. He's a dog. But yeah, that's my 5. I think it's a pretty good list. I think you got like a bunch of young studs, and then you got the George Kittle. How old is George Kittle? He's not that old, is he?
He's like 28.
Yeah, he's getting up there in his age, but he's not. He's not.
He just
what he
signed.
was.
He has got to be older than that.
George
'cause
Kittle's. Travis
He's gotta
Kelce's
be like
definitely
30.
Yeah, I just realized.
Yeah.
I just forgot how old I
Travis
was.
Kelce definitely the oldest tight end in that bunch.
He's probably. I mean, he just signed a 4-year extension.
Yeah, he did just sign that 4-year extension.
But
Which
like-
good for him.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to say T.J. Hawkins.
I'm sorry.
31.
T.J. Hawkinson's a dog.
I'm sorry,
is.
but I didn't like just the whole reason I got that upset about it is just because I don't think I don't like when people put like rookies before they even play in the NFL. If even like we're talking about duos, like if you put like a rookie and like
It just
like Cole Kmet
strictly
and Colston Loveland.
speculations, and like
Upside. He's just talking upside.
yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just
There's
think
not,
that.
but like you
I
can't
think-
say that they're better than. You can say there's like a pot. Like
I mean, I had whoever
You
was going to
think
get
they will be.
Brock Bowers last year. I knew he was going to go off
Very true.
after his play in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I just think
I don't
that
hate
this is
it.
a
I don't
little
hate
more.
it. I'm just glad y'all didn't disagree with my list. I thought someone was gonna yell at me.
No, I couldn't think of
But
another
yeah,
tight end.
I had all the good guys. I don't
think
If
Kelce should-
anybody says that Kincaid or Knox should be up there in my top 5, you are insane.
The fact that they were in
They
a
are-
duo
you are
in the top
insane.
5 is insane.
Just how they
You are
I think I'm gonna say maybe why they had them there is just how well they played together. That's the only reason.
We never got to see them on the field
but like
together. that
Dawson
season.
Knox gets injured all the time.
It was one or the other.
That's true.
And
they
one of
di-
them
they
was
didn't
on the
throw
field, they
ball
didn't
to
do well.
They didn't throw the ball to Kincaid.
Ever.
That would be.
And trust me, I was the one that had him in fantasy. You remember I had him in fantasy. I was pissed off because they didn't throw it to Kincaid. Ever.
All right,
I was
let's
like,
go on to
golly.
the Bible verse.
Oh, am I talking too much? Is that what?
No, I'm just trying to keep it
Nah, I'm
moving.
joking. All right, ready?
All right, now we're going to get into Bible verse of the episode. Today's verse is Luke 15, 8 through 10.
All right, here it is.
All right.
Or suppose a woman had 10 silver coins and loses one. Doesn't she light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbors together and say, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin." In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. So, as I was, this is a parable from Jesus. So this is Jesus giving a, if you don't know what a parable is just a story with a meaning that Jesus told the disciples and the crowds of people who were listening to hear his words and understand his perspective on things. which I'm very jealous. Never got to hear him say stuff because I would love to, but we have the Bible for that. But I read this off of Glorify again, so shout out Glorify for this. So talking about this parable, they went on it like a metaphor of a parent who we've all seen these videos and stuff, like a parent loses a kid in a grocery store. Like they get distracted and they get lost somewhere, and then the parents were like, I've done it plenty of times with my mom. My mom was mad at me for that. And then they had to have a search party, and they're trying to find their kid, and things like that. And then eventually they find the child, and they're just more happy that they found them, more than the fact that they were in trouble because they were lost.
The relief and joy overrides the anger and
disappointment.
Yeah.
So and this is the first part of it before I get into the explanation of the verse. So we, as children of God, and this is more like for seasoned Christians and like Christians who went astray. Like I definitely would say, like, personally, this hit me the most because I definitely went away from God for a little bit and kind of did my own thing and got distracted by the things of the world. And then God, being the parent that he is, always searched for us until we return safely into his arms, and bring us back to the word of God and things like that. So there are 3 points that I'll make about this verse that were made into each verse. The first part is that in the parable, she said she lights a lamp. That basically symbolizes the conviction that we have of the gospel in our hearts. So like that light is lit inside of us once we like hear the gospel for the first time or the second time, whatever, and then you feel that conviction in your heart, oh, maybe I should be following this. And then second, she sweeps the house. So she sweeps the house looking, making sure everything's out of the way. Basically symbolizes the removal of sin as we look to Jesus. So that's kind of just like when we get that conviction of the gospel, now we want to get rid of everything that's not pleasing to God. So whether that's lust, whether that's pride, whether that's envy, whether that's doing things you know you shouldn't be doing, being obedient, and things like that. We're not trying to be obedient, but like being disobedient. You're removing all of that away so that we can look to Jesus. And then third, she searches the house carefully. So when she's searching the house carefully, that means that it symbolizes us seeking God with all our hearts. So like we're carefully trying to make our hearts yearn for God in whatever shape or form that is. So the whole reason I say that, and the reason why I had to break the verse down, because it's important for us to understand that God, and I know we said this last week, but I'm going to say it again. God loves you. You matter to him, and he wants you to be a part of his family, no matter how that looks. So, personal story real quick. My back half of my life, 15 to 17, played football, got into a lot of bad stuff. I won't get into a lot of it, but I got into a lot of bad stuff with people. I moved away from God. Mind you, I was a pastor's kid since I was 10. So I've been in church all my life, but I wanted to do my own thing, so I kind of went away from it. 18 years old, God gave me a yearning in my heart to go to this gap year program called One Life once I graduated high school. And those 9 months really shaped me and molded me into a person that wanted me to be a better Christian for myself and for my future kids and things like that. So that was God yearning my heart to wanting to get back to him and to his love, so much that he had to move me a certain way, or had to put me in a place where I was like, okay, if I don't search for God right now, I don't know where I'm going to be in the next 2-3 years. So literally, like, God literally sent his son to die for us and swept away sin and death and all those things so that he can bring us back home to his loving arms. So all that to being said, the most important part of this verse to me, that I took away from it, was that we need to remember, really, and this is like one of those things about Christianity and Christians in general that I'm kind of frustrated about, is that we take the gospel for granted and we use Jesus' death and resurrection as a way to be like, oh, I'm just gonna go do this sin because God will just forgive me.
Yeah.
And I think we as Christians, that's unfair.
It's very true.
And I think as Christians, that's not godly-like. I think we need to do a better job of showing Jesus' love and light to everyone, and that means that we have to hold ourselves. And I know people say, like, we can't be perfect. We're not saying be perfect, because Jesus is the only perfect person in the world, but we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important for not only our walk with God, but also for people to see us. Especially, I won't speak for Jake and Michael, because they're on their own paths with God, and I won't say that's about them. But for me, I want to make sure that I'm showing Jesus no matter wherever I go. Because if that person is like, why is Jesse always like this? Or why is Jesse always happy? Or why does Jesse always have hope, optimism, things like that? And then I tell them that it's from God. That starts a conversation in their minds like, oh, I want to see what he has. And then that's where we can get into a conversation about the gospel. If they want to.
True.
So I think why this verse is important to me is because it reminds me how much God loves me, that he sent his son to die on the cross for me. And so because of that, I want to be the light of Jesus no matter where I go. So that's my word. Shout out Glorify again, telling y'all, one of my favorite apps on this phone, for sure.
We gotta get like a thing with them.
I really think we should at this point. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So if you guys want to say something.
No, I mean,
All power to you.
I agree with you. Like, I want to be that person, like you said. Like, why are they always like that? Why do they carry themselves this way? Why do they have this always have this positive outlook and optimism, like you said? And to be honest, I can definitely be better.
Oh, we all
with
can.
that.
Yeah. I'm not saying that to say I'm perfect.
I do feel like I get convicted of that sometimes, and I'm like too quick to I don't know, like frustration or anger than I really should be. And that's just something that I have to work on. But yeah, I definitely agree with what you said.
Yeah. And one of the most, I'll say this last bit and then we can end the podcast. I don't want to keep us too long. But I think the most important point is that the Christian life is not easy. It was never meant to be easy.
Yeah.
We will always be judged. We will always be ridiculed. We will always be like, oh my goodness, this guy's a Christian. He's probably not going to want to do anything. Or blah, 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 blah.
You weirdo.
Weirdo. And I think I think about all the people outside of oh my God, I'm going to get emotional. Like, the people outside of the United States that are literally dying for the gospel. And I think about those people that were beheaded, I think it was a month or 2 months ago. And I was just like, they died sticking to their beliefs. They could have said they didn't believe in God and their lives would have been spared. But they said, no, I believe in God. And I'll die for it. So I think that's something. That's
real.
That's real. That's real life.
That's as real as it gets.
That's you can't, as Christians, living I said it last week. I love living in a country where I can freely talk about God and have a conversation with someone. I will always appreciate that so much about America till the day I die. But we as Christians need to stop taking that as a crutch to be like, oh, I'm not gonna die for my religion. Not here, but other people are doing that. So nothing about this life is easy. That's what I was saying. Nothing about this life is easy. But we have our faith in God. We have the hope that we are going to a better place, that we're going to heaven, and we'll be at the right hand of the Father, worshiping Him for eternity. And we have that to keep us strong on days when it doesn't feel like God is near us at all. So, yeah. I think that's an important part we have to remember.
That's very true. I completely agree.
What a great episode, huh?
That was good.
What a good one.
That was good.
What a good one. I want to get to the season already though. I'm kind of done with this off-season stuff. I just want to get to football again.
It'll be here before we know it.
Hopefully. Michael, do you have anything else?
No.
Jake, do you have anything else?
Nope.
All I gotta say is God loves you and He died on the cross for you, and He wants you to come back and be their daughter or the son. So, Jake, hit us with that outro.
That's going to wrap up this episode of the Triple Threat Podcast. Make sure you go check out our channel. We appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button. Please do that. We appreciate if you do. We will see you guys next episode. God bless you all. Peace. I said that way too fast.